Recording. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the first Maxroll Last Epoch podcast of season 3. This one is a bit early, because, we have not more, we don't have much to do right now. So here's a podcast. With me is, as always, the team, Volka, Terek, and Bina. Say hi, guys.
Hello. What's up?
What's up, guys?
Insane. And today we're basically going to be looking at pretty much everything we know, right? Everything we know. It's going to be a bit of a podcast where we're going to be a lot of guessing, a lot of speculation, of course, because, we can't do much else. But we're going to try to bring a bit of insight on the things that are a bit more certain than not. Instead of just being everything looks good, we're going to try to discuss the implications that some of these changes might have. We're going to try to bring some clarity, and we're going to help you discover the patch. So I have a list of topics. But first, I want to start asking you, so far, guys, what are you the most excited about? We can start with you, Volka, and we can go down.
For me, it's definitely the dual-wielding Lich melee fantasy stuff. I was even saying that, in season 2, I think in one of the podcasts we had, I said, add dual-wielding to Lich makes sense, right? So I think that's going to be fun. Is it going to be good? I mean, who knows? Maybe it's going to be absolutely bad, but it's good.
For sure, it's going to be insane, right?
Yeah, for sure.
What about you, Terek?
Yeah. For me, it's probably like every patch, the new uniques. Like I'm always waiting for the new uniques, and I don't know. This time it feels like they might be quite powerful compared to like other patches. We'll see the other uniques when they tease them, but so far like the 3 new uniques, like I can already think about a lot of stuff.
They are primal after all, right? So primal good, right? And what about you?
I don't know. The patch looks like a little bit small to me. It doesn't have much. It doesn't seem like it have much in the reveal. So, but the thing which I'm most excited about is probably the new system that they're introducing with the beast things, and then the Primordial Exalteds with the new line of affix that they're adding. So it doesn't seem to be like the regular 4 affixes plus the sealed one. So it's a completely new line. Wondering what's the system going to be about. How are you going to go about, getting those items? And they seem to be very powerful, so sort of like tier 8 or 9, whatever it is, right? So the values are very, very high. So that can be pretty exciting in certain builds.
Yeah, I guess for me, I'm kind of like excited about how things are actually going to work more than the things themselves. I'm more interested about the impact of things rather than the things themselves. Like if there's something new but it doesn't have an impact, I immediately, the moment I read patch notes, I'm going to lose interest. And so I guess we're going to try to, go across the different things that we know and try to guess what looks the most impactful. So maybe at the end of this podcast, I have an answer. I don't know. So the first topic, it's actually the new system. Reef beasts. Thoughts? We're hunting salamanders or something?
Yeah, I mean, there's like a beast that like spawns from a portal, I guess, and you kill it. Very, very complicated, I guess. But we also saw that you can actually go into one of these portals, I think, and maybe it's like a boss area or something. So that's kind of what it seems like. They didn't show much, but I'm kind of feeling that we like collect some kind of like materials or something, and then maybe you craft the new items with it or something like that.
Yeah, I was listening to Mike. I wasn't able to watch it live, but I watched it before the podcast to inform myself. Journalism, and he basically says that the one thing that he feels is not really conveyed in the trailer, it's the scale of the Reef Beast system. Clarify system, because it is not a faction; it is a system. Just like the champions are a system, but they're not a faction, right? But he kind of tried to imply that the system is going to have quite a bit of scope compared to what it looks like. It's not just Nemesis 2.0, it's not just another champion type. He implies that the scope is quite big, so, and that the hints for the scope are in the trailer. So Yeah.
I feel like it's gonna be in between the factions and Nemesis, like kind of like you don't really have a full faction, but you still have like some sort of progression inside that system, compared to like Nemesis being a bit too simple compared to that.
There is a few things we have that we can go by, right? We obviously have these little logos that are shared on the stream, like these teasers, like these images. I don't really know what they are.
This looks like a rank in like League of Legends or something. Where you're gonna rank up. You're gonna start freaking, like nature rank, and then go up and primal rank and whatever it is. And I guess you can maybe. I'm thinking you get access to more, I don't know, materials or crafting recipes or whatever to craft your primordial uniques or exalts or whatever it is.
To me, based on the research I've done, this to me seems part of a crafting UI. And my argument with this is like you can see that it kind of feels framey and it kind of has a base where you can place something on top, right? Like it looks like a nest. And back in the day, I'm showing it on stream, they also showed this X. And if you take a look, they kind of like have the same vibe, right? With the purple, like the pink feather thingy and the beast thingy and their eggs. And, well, what comes out of an egg? A beast, right? so I'm kind of thinking there's going to be some sort of you find eggs and you put them into this thingy and then you can like maybe modify it, kind of craft your own monster kind of thing or something like that. And then it depending on what you have bred, or hatched, you will encounter it in the kind of like a bestiary, but mixed with what was the name of the PoE league where you craft like a monster with the organs, the Metamorphosis?
Metamorphia.
Yeah.
So I'm expecting some sort of something like that.
Yeah. And I mean, for sure, bro, it's like the embellishment of the UI.
Yeah.
Like at the top of the UI, and here they showed like, for example, one with petals, one with feathers, and we already have like those teased like with the eggs and the even the materials, like the first one at the top. So it's for sure related to like each one has its own UI for like some sort of crafting or like I don't know.
Yeah, I also feel like, for example, if we take a look at the videos, right, it does look like this beast here has like this sort of pink petals that it's supposed to be like, I don't know, maybe this is me coping, but EHG has historically been very good at reutilizing assets. Like, for example, the Nemesis, well, it's just the same fucking, armor guy with different abilities, but, they're basically all the same, right? So I wonder if they have some sort of like system where they have created and rigged this creature that they can just like change the head, or they can change like the the little things that appear. So it basically reuses the base model and the base like a rigging system, and the only difference is what abilities it does. And because if you look at the trailer, right, I'm gonna be pausing it for people in chat, but right, we have like this salamander looking thing, and they all look to be this salamander looking thing in all the videos, right? And it has like these plants here and these like multiple heads, and then here is the same salamander thing, but the tail is different, and he's doing this eyes thing, and he's a triceratops head instead, but it's basically the same model.
Yeah.
And then you have this rift thing that, I mean, we were speculating yesterday with Volca that it's probably going to take you to some sort of like, maybe once you killed enough of these things, you can craft like a super egg, right? And you fight like one that has like its own arena or something. Or, for example, this one seems to be an arena where you actually fight this one, and he has 3 heads instead of 2. Kind of chimera-like, like on the from mythology. So I'm kind of expecting, this one has wings, but it's also, you see that one? Like, it's the same creature as the beginning, but it still has the pink things, but now he has wings. So to me, it seems like they have this system where they have the base skeleton, and you can add pieces, so it like evolves, kind of like Kha'Zix from League of Legends, and it gets more abilities and it gets scarier. It's the same Nemesis tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, but visually it changes, you know? That's kind of what I'm guessing. Thoughts, ideas, opinions?
Yeah, like build your beast.
Yeah.
That could be nice. Yeah. I'm guessing they would have like different, of course, like uniques and stuff.
Because this one on the video
them.
I'm showing is basically, we see this one that is completely pimped up, right, with the wings and the flying and the jumps and all this shit, right? It's completely pimped up. MTX Krafton beast, right? And then this one is EAG in the company beast, you know, no nothing. So I mean, to me it seems that something like that is gonna be.
Yeah, and also like I don't think it was the last dev stream. I think it was the one before, where Mike said something that really like resonated, is the fact that we're gonna make choices, like important choices for this patch, like be it related to the new mechanic or not, I don't know, but it kind of felt like that to me. Like, so either you have like crafting, like you said, or like I don't know, like there's some sort of decision making. It's not just like you see the monster, you kill it, and you loot. Like,
yeah, and maybe there's even different types of beast, right? There's the praying beast, and this one just can ambush you out of nowhere, kind of like the shade with the imprint technology, right, on the tree. Maybe there's one that you actually challenging beast, you know, hunting beast and stealthy beast. That is like a lizard that runs away from you. And maybe, you know, following the logic of what they've done with the imprint system and the Weaver tree, maybe you can have different beasts that you're trying to get different ingredients or different drops or something from them to maybe then create your own unique, create your own exalted. Who knows really, right? Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's pretty much all we can, you know, get from that.
Yeah, like beast.
Yeah, beast. I actually wish they showed a bit more, even though this is not like the full trailer, but you know, just a little bit more maybe in this one, because it's a bit lacking what they showed.
And I would assume too that just because the actual logo of the, how do you say, the patch is this T-Rex. I mean, we're probably gonna fight a T-Rex eventually, right? There's gonna be this big bad beast, and he probably drops the relic that we will look into, the primal relic. Yeah. I mean, I would assume.
for sure.
Right?
Yeah, most likely. Yeah.
We will see. I guess.
Yeah.
What are your hopes? So, what would you like the system to be or to bring? What would you like the system to actually be, just out of your own interest?
Bina, you wanna?
What do I want the system to be?
Yeah, or to bring.
I mean, clearly it's going to bring extreme power creep, but I wanted to bring something meaningful that you want to build for your character, right? So, I mean, obviously it's going to be that, but like a system in a whole, I just wish it's way more than just an exiled mage or a nemesis,
sure.
right? I just wish it's not just like you encounter the beast and then you kill them and then you know, maybe even if it's something like you gather parts and then you craft something with them, it's not big, right? So 1.2 was a really big patch. I want 1.3 to be also, you know, something. It doesn't look like it's going to be big right now, like from the preview video that we have right here, but I hope I'm wrong, and then there's way more, and like Tarek said, you know, doing meaningful choices and stuff. So maybe there's more to it than meets the eye at the moment in this trailer. You know, that's what I wish for. That there's more to it than just this, because if it's just that, I think it's going to be, you know, quite a small patch.
I want like this mechanic to be like intricate, not just like a simple mechanic where you fight and you get rewards. Like you have to make choices. You can min-max it in like subtle ways that actually like meaningfully impact the result. Kind of like what they do with PoE mechanics, where it's not just like you have the new monsters. No, you have like some sort of progression tied to it, some subtleties, like with new currency, new like etc.
I kind of agree with you on that, Tarek. I feel like we need whatever level of power it brings. we need to add. It needs to add an axis of progression that the game doesn't have yet. Because, for example, in a lot of MMOs and a lot of ARPGs and Monster Hunter inspired worlds, you always have like this kind of items that you go by collecting a bunch of pieces and a bunch of defeating certain things. But like you could argue that in Last Epoch we have that with legendaries and exalteds, but that's a pretty immediate process, right? You find the exalted, you find the thing. It's very binary. It's just 2 pieces, boom. So it would be really cool to have some sort of system that is maybe a bit more long term and a bit more, has some sort of room for cool surprises, and it's not just like, where maybe the outcome, even though you have control over it, you don't even know what it's gonna be. I would imagine a system something like, for example, if you craft this egg, you might get this item and it has 1 in 3 chances to be the Tyrannosaurus item or this or that, right? And then you're gonna be like, so you still have room for those dopamine moments and this kind of like grind that is deterministically, achievable, but it brings a bit like some goals that you can be doing on the side rather than direct goals. I feel like everything we do in Last Epoch is very direct. You need something, you go and you get it, and that's it. And you don't really have a lot of things that while you're doing your main quest, like your side quest gets progressing, kind of. So I would like it to be something like that, something a bit less side questy, if that makes sense.
I mean, more side questy, right?
Yeah, more side questy.
Yeah. Because we basically have side quest progression with like faction, but it's just XP, right?
Yeah.
So it's very straightforward. Like there is no.
Basically, do you guys know, for example, like in Diablo 2, like how to fight Ubers? You had to have this like, you're collecting these materials and you put them on the cube and you open up the portal. That had a bit of, especially the first time you do it as a new player, that has a bit of a mythos to it that is just cool.
Yeah.
It's like a cool experience. Whereas now, like it's like, well, I mean, if you want to fight the boss, you just get the stability and you kill the boss. If you want to fight whatever, with an echo, well, you drop it and you do it, and that's it, right? Everything's very binary. So I would like to see something a bit more, again, have a bit of a more longer journey, I guess. A bit more epic.
Yeah, I think Mike said yesterday on his stream that he doesn't know if there's going to be any new Woven Echo. That's what pretty disappointing to me. Like it seems like there's not going to be any new Woven Echoes. Like really?
I'm guessing they spend all the time pretty much on this new system. So and like they don't have that much time for this patch. It's going to be much smaller than the last one. So yeah.
I mean, they can always rebalance the existing ones to feel like new.
Which is probably something that has to happen, right?
Yeah. It was fun for the previous patch. Like I had a ton of fun with the Woven Echo, but while playing them, I was kind of seeing myself the next few patches doing exactly the same stuff, and I was like, "There's no way."
Yeah, in terms of how you progress, right? Because the imprint system at the moment is so powerful that it kind of bypasses any other system, right? Bolka has been going over some of the resources that were a bit on Maxroll that, to better showcase how the game is played today and not like a few months ago. And it's funny because we used to, where do you get the unique bows? You go farm the unique bow timeline. Nobody really does that anymore with imprints and with prophecies and with trade and all that. So I think specifically Nemesis is so powerful that it basically bypasses any other mechanic in the game at the moment, because without Nemesis, imprints are not even that strong, in my opinion, because you wouldn't have a base item to imprint to begin with.
I would agree.
If you nerf Nemesis, the entire progression of Last Epoch changes, which I think is what should happen if you ask me personally. But, thoughts?
Yeah,
yeah,
go ahead.
Well, I think your first item is easier to get with Nemesis, but you're gonna get a crazy item either way. It's gonna have a bit less forging potential, I guess.
But how do you get a triple tier 7?
Exactly.
How do you get a triple tier 7 item without Nemesis? Realistically,
no, but it's your first item is gonna take more time, but then it's gonna be, the imprint system is very powerful too. That's what's You know, you put something good in and you get something better and better and better and better and better, and that's how you get.
If you have
crazy
normal, I don't know how you do it, but how I do it is I normally try to get an item that is just retardedly OP with Nemesis, with triple tier 7, and then with imprints, I always end up getting a bit lower tiers, but with the right affixes, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's
Triple-
what I do as well.
Do you have triple tier 7s?
Yeah.
With Nemesis, yeah, of course, and double, and double with a
Double,
+6.
yeah. I mean, triple are extremely rare.
Yeah,
let's
but
be real.
what
Triple
I'm
are
saying is like
extremely rare.
you use those
You're not,
items,
like-
so you imprint the 1 tier 7 with 1 tier 6 of the thing you actually won. So if you didn't have that double tier 7 or triple tier 6 or whatever well, tier 6s don't exist, but you know,
Yeah.
the 2 tier 7 with 1 tier 6, whatever.
Yeah,
With
I think 2 tier 7 is more realistic here. Like talking about 2 tier 7, because triple tier 7 is like extremely rare items.
But do you
right?
even
Let's be real.
imprint a single 2 tier 7? Because I don't. With my main account. Like if
Double
Right.
tier 7? Of course. Because do you have a triple tier 7 helmet, body armor, belt, boots,
Yeah.
like, you know, sword, two-handed axe, whatever it is?
I mean, but what I'm saying
You
is
have all of them triple tier 7? There's no way.
Yeah.
Prove it.
I mean, we can take a look at it later, but yeah, I mean, I get it in the tourneys to begin with. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's just that with the imprinting, like you already start at such a high level of gear, like you skip so many steps, like it's kind of crazy. I feel like it's a bit too much.
I don't know. I personally think that my gear wouldn't be what it is if Nemesis, like if you remove Nemesis from the entire system, everything goes to shit basically. And I think you could remove imprints, keep Nemesis, and just with the runes you would be able to get to the same result. So what makes me think, because you know, you would just like run towers non-stop, right? Tower all day, tower, conquer tower, until you just get the right base with the right thing, and then you slam redemptions like crazy until you get lucky, which happens, you know. Sometimes you just like put redemption into everything what you wanted, magic. Obviously, it would be way more tedious and it would take way more time without imprints, but it would still be possible to reach that level. But without Nemesis, imprints alone are not gonna give you more power. You're just gonna get there faster. Because imprints normally don't make the items better in terms of amount of exalteds. It's just a refining tool, not an upgrading tool to me. No?
I mean, I've found multiple items imprinted which just have like one extra exalted. Like you start with like I don't know, you start with like 1 tier 7 and 1 tier 6, and then boom, you get a double tier 7, or you get a, you know, 1 tier 7, 2 tier 6, or I've gotten multiple better items.
Yeah, but
just
what I'm saying is that level of power, the 1 tier 7, 1 tier 6, it's achievable without imprints. So it's imprints are speeding up the process, but they're not reaching the ceiling.
Yeah.
Nemesis creates items that shouldn't exist. You know, like, or I don't know, just looking at my own items and items from the chat. For example, I have MML in my chat. He has 2, 3 LP immortal wise, all from Nemesis, right? And it's like, without Nemesis, would we see those items like as often as we see them? Like, I don't know. I think it's way too cracked, personally. Nemesis is the name of the game, no? I feel Nemesis and imprinting, you don't even look for drops anymore.
Yeah, I think that's a problem. Like we just don't even care about any other like farming methods. But
Yeah.
I think we should maybe talk about the new stuff more for this podcast, you know, rather than imprinting.
It's kind of tight. It's kind of tight, but yeah.
We kind of went through it, I think.
Yeah. So Riff, we will see, right? We will see what they bring.
Yeah.
And we were talking a lot about imprinting and exalteds and all of that. And I guess this has to do with items, so we can go back into items, I guess. Primordial uniques. Wanna talk a bit about it, Volka?
Yeah. I mean, we don't know that much about them. Like at first glance, they basically look the same as any normal unique, right? It does have the base, which is different. It's, you know, says Primordial Amulet, for example. But we don't know how you get them and stuff like that. We know that you can get LP on them though. So I'm guessing the way you actually get them is the different part about them. So we'll see. And we'll see if you can also like, can you slam regular Exalted onto them, or is it only Primordial, or can you even like, you know, how does it work? Like we don't know, but yeah.
Yeah,
I was expecting something more special than what they showed, which is just it's a unique item. It's written Primordial on top of it.
I
like
think
it
they
doesn't
haven't
seem to
explained.
have.
I think they haven't explained it fully. Like we'll see. Like
Yeah, but
think
the
they-
item itself doesn't have anything special to it. It doesn't look like it.
Yep.
All of the affixes on it doesn't. They
Yeah,
don't look anything special other than they're just. They look like regular uniques.
Yeah, like if you didn't know it's a Primordial, you wouldn't, you know, it's just a basic unique, basically.
But I guess I'm kind of leaning towards what Bolka is talking about. The end result is probably just going to be a unique, but it's probably the process that is going to be different. Example, Weaver's Will uniques. If you look at a Weaver's Will unique that is finished, well, it's just a unique, right? Like you if you didn't get to see the Weaver's Will beforehand, it would just look like a regular unique, but they're actually quite different on how you approach them and what your expectations are with them, right? And the considerations you make when choosing them to be on your build. So I guess, especially because of how powerful the base of these items is, maybe the process of obtaining them might be a bit more, not as straightforward. Again, if you have to hatch an item or a beast and then you slay it and then it drops it, maybe, you know, I mean, it looks like all of these items, I was talking with you yesterday, guys, while we were preparing for the podcast, but they all look like, for example, if we take a look at the T-Rex one, well, we have a T-Rex skull, we have a femur or something, and then we have some binds and some runes. And then if you take a look at the other ones, they all look like they're made of parts, right? Like there's a ring and there's a flower and there's like a green thingy. There's like this scale of salamander or something with this like thing. So I wonder if they're gonna be kind of like you're gonna have to make them, right? So you're gonna grab the different pieces and you're gonna craft the item, and then it's just the process of acquiring it is what's different. I don't know.
Target farming the parts of the unique that you want, maybe, you know, and then spamming that unique over and over till you get a good one.
I think it might actually be a bit more, to add more to the process, is like you craft the egg, right? The egg hatched the beast. And then you maybe have some sort of like system where as you evolve the beast and you fight it multiple times, you eventually get to a beast powerful enough that allows you to drop these items, right? So, and that's why they're primal, because they're not regular drops, they're not boss drops, they're not, you have to go through this crafting system, and that's the only way to create them. Like imagine if like Fracture Crowned was basically you know, the old version that you had to fracture and all that, if that was like a fractured unique, and you know, that's yeah, I'm kind of leaning towards something like this, like Bolka was saying.
Yeah, because we see, like, for the uniques, we see Primordial Relic, and also for the Exalted, we see a Primordial one on the axe, but those are like the regular bases. Those are not like special bases for the Exalted.
Yeah, but I mean, you still see that the base is still named different, right? Like Primordial one-handed axe. It's not like,
yeah, but it's a category. It's not the base. It's a category of item.
Yeah, it's. I think an item is gonna turn Primordial. You're gonna make it Primordial.
Yeah, most likely. Yeah.
I mean, we talked about this before, right? We have the 4 affixes, 2 prefixes, 2 suffixes, and we have the seal, and we talked about how like this extra spot that's always been empty, right? So my assumption, right, and I think everyone's kind of leaning towards that maybe, and we're gonna go back to ingredients. The first thing they teased of the entire patch was this, and this UI, to me, and how they're being shown. I think this could be completely part of this, no? Where you actually have a thing. I'm gonna throw a complete curveball here, but what if this? They're extremely fucking powerful, right? These ancestral Exalteds. So what if this is something that you throw on an item, like a glyph or something, and this one is related to movement speed because it's a feather, so you're fast, attack speed, that kind of stuff, right? This one is a teeth, so it's related to damage crit. And this one that is like a muscle or something like that, or like a scale, is defensive, right? So what if you drop these things and you can throw them on an Exalted, and you have a X chance to, and you just add this thing, you know? And again, maybe it's super powerful, but it's also super kind of random. It's kind of like an enchanting system, and just maybe you can keep re-rolling it as long as you have forging potential. So you can, you know, use hits on an axe until you get the flat crit tier, whatever the fuck. I'm kind of leaning towards this.
Yeah, because there's no way you have to drop it like the full item with the extra affix. There's 0% chance. Like, this is way too much RNG. Like, already an Exalted is kind of high RNG, and then you add another layer of RNG on top of it for like it to drop like this. Like, I feel like that would be a bit too much. So I'm also leaning on the crafting side for this.
Especially because they're showing items with different forgings potential. It's kind of implying, I feel, that the items have been manipulated.
I mean, it's also like double Exalted, all of them. So it's like, you know,
it seems because they're all Exalted and they're all tier 7, right? So you probably can only use this on tier 7s based on this, right?
Or only Exalted. I mean, who knows?
You know, make tier 6s even more irrelevant. You know. But that's the thing. If you want to do this, you're probably gonna wait for a tier 7, right? To do that, whatever.
Yeah.
But and because they are on this new spot, they're not, in theory, at least with regular uniques, they're not gonna be compatible, right? And a big complaint, including by us, and we predicted this last patch notes. Well, last patch. Well, the meta right now is full uniques, right? Like, I'm playing last Epoch right now, and my character is literally like every character is full uniques, right? Full everything, like blah blah blah. And this is every build. So I wonder if these items are meant to create cost opportunity, basically, which is, I think that would be amazing. So
I mean, this is sort of like adding 1 LP to Exalted. So it's like a 1 LP that is like tier 8, right? Up to tier 8 or whatever. So yeah, I think it gives you more of a decision making. Is like, okay, do I want to have an easy unique with like guaranteed LP, or do I want to, like, you know, try to find the absolute best Exalt? Maybe this is just the end ultra end game grind, which is like, you know, getting the tier 8 freaking like good affix on every piece of gear, and just use the uniques that you absolutely need, and then go for the most power possible with exalts, with crazy exalts. Also, probably that is not imprintable, right? Surely those beast crafting won't be dropping imprinted, right?
To me, because of the power of it, at least at this level that they're showcasing, it definitely looks like it's the last step of an item, no? And but again, some of these things are definitely super, like, I don't know, these plus companions. Imagine you're playing, I would assume you're gonna be able to get plus shadows, for example, on gloves. Well, if I can't really plan around that, am I just gonna put this on my planner over using some unique item, or which we will get into this, because this system is meant to create cost opportunities. Like, it's meant to bring Exalteds at the level of legendaries, basically. Because again, I do agree that some of this is going to bring power creep for sure, because there's going to be some build that just doubles the damage because you can now get this and that, right? That you couldn't before. But just because you can, you can get a +6 meteor. Yeah, but if you can get a +6 meteor, you're also losing your whatever unique chest piece you were using on your sorcerer, right? Or you're we take a look at all of these items. And I was yesterday with Volka, we were looking at some of the builds we have up in Maxroll, and at least with the current state, it's like, would we still, what kind of item you're gonna be able to make with an Exalted primal thingy that is better than Red Rings, or that is better than Nihilis, or that is better than Shatter Worlds, or that is better than Immortal Wise? And the list is pretty fucking big. So or maybe boots. There's more variety because you can get boots with like 50 movement speed or something. Like, who knows? Like, what the
I don't know. It's also like defensively, there's no way an Exalted affix at tier 8 is gonna compete with like a unique affix that really like has some unique property. Like, I can maybe see it for like offense, but it's
on Sentinel, on Sentinel, like the helmet and the body armor.
Okay.
Are one of those. Like those are cases where I basically had an Exalted already on the guide before the Season 2 patch, and then I went in, I was like, okay, it's so easy to get the LP item that I'm still gonna change it to like null portent, even though it's actually kind of worse than the Exalted. But it's it's so easy to get. But now I would go for the Primordial there, because it's actually better, like so much better.
So it's not really creating like new things. Like yeah, exactly. It's not really creating like new builds out of this. It's more like improving existing stuff that you were kind of like in between, or where Exalted were like straight up better. So now they're even better than before.
Yeah, it's always the same. I feel like it's always the same, right? When the new patch comes and a new mechanic comes, a lot of the times people think, oh, now more builds are gonna be viable. When in reality, all builds are getting benefit from this. So the builds that are good multiply their power exponentially superior than the builds that were not even viable. Like if you're playing a build that is already doing thousands of corruption, and now you get this on top of it, well, the build that thanks to this is very viable, the gap actually grew, between these builds, because one got 100% more power, the other one got times 20, right? So yeah, I'm kind of leaning towards what you guys are saying. Like that, if you look at a planner currently, if it was already using Exalted, Giga buffed, great. And then there's gonna be some niche cases, I think, where very, very specific affixes. For example, Bina, you were talking about crows yesterday with me. Getting plus companions on a build that is building companions, well, that's probably gonna be better than any unique, because it's basically a unique at this point, right? It's so.
Yeah, that's the thing. They introduced the champion affixes, which give us +1 companion, but there's already unique. There's already Arthur's Legacy, which gives you +1 companion. So now having +2, maybe.
Yeah.
There's also like some cases where you might use this on, like, you want to get like a set with the new ring or something. Of course, you need to get an Exalted. So I'm guessing you can make Primordial Exalted with a set affix. Why not?
Yeah.
So
it's like a trade-off.
Yeah. And it's good. It's on the right direction. I like it, but it's gonna. And again, we also have to consider what Volka was talking about: easy of access. Like I think it's gonna be very easy to go into Maxroll, set up a planner, put ancestrals everywhere, and be, look at my new build. And then in reality, like, let's be honest, just getting an item like this chest, right? Easier said than done, right? It's not like it's free. Like, sure, people like us get it fairly good.
Okay, so the question is, do you guys think that Primordial Exalted, specifically like these that we see on the screen, are going to be meta-defining items from the next patch?
No, it's just more stats to me.
I think it's gonna make the meta, the builds that are meta, they're gonna be even more meta. Yes, in a twisted way, I guess. Kind of what,
but like not those. So not build defining, right? Not
like build enabling.
No, I don't think so. No.
Okay, but in terms of progression, I wonder if you can get them early or not. Because if you can get them early, then in terms of progression meta, that could change a few things.
Well, the chess piece is level 87 required, so.
I know.
But it's an arcane regalia, but it depends how readily available the affixes are, and like how deterministically available the affixes are. If you can choose from the list of affix, or do you randomly get? Oh, you get +1 too.
Bro, if I can get those T8, like let's call them like tier 8 affixes, like if I can get them early on, I would prefer like on some, like most of my items having them than just like a 1 LP legendary most of the time.
There's two outcomes here, right? There's the outcome where this is just like the cherry on the top, so you can get Giga items. So you gotta get Exalted, and now it's a Giga Exalted, and it's actually the aspirational kind of item. Or you have a weird universe where getting these affixes is easier than getting the base Exalted.
Yeah,
and I mean, does that make a lot of sense?
I don't think it does, but who knows?
Because again, most regular players, even these base items, without the Primal Exalted, they don't even have these items. Like, a fucking tier 7 HP with best in slot affixes on the right base. That alone is pretty. I mean, again, for us, it's not hard, but for the average gamer, is definitely not accessible, right, to begin with.
Yeah. I think it's pretty telling the fact that they showed like ultra min-max gear. Like,
I don't know if they're just trying to make hype, like look at what you can do, or it would be very stupid if these tier 8s are easier to get than the tier 7s, right? And we already established that tier 7s are only common because of Nemesis. So
yeah.
And imprints. So I'm kind of leaning towards like they're the last stage of a character. You know, like you still gonna do the meta leveling, super high value legendaries leveling, because again, it's, you know, Twisted Heart with whatever tier 7 you want, it's always gonna be huge value. And then eventually you might want to replace it with these things. But on weapons, for example, bro, Klotos Needle with a single tier 7. What kind of ancestral primal weapon craziness you have to get to compete with that in terms of
you know? About this more any of these like easy to get items, weapons, you can just, I mean, it's a really good item already. It already has the kind of like double Exalted already on it, so exactly. as a legendary. So what about the uniques? We didn't go over the actual items.
You want to see the actual items?
Yeah.
All right. You want to go over it a bit, Tarek? I know you like items.
Yeah, I mostly looked at the relic and the ring, not too much on the amulet, because I didn't really know exactly how the wisp are gonna work and come into play. I think it's pretty important on that item to understand its impact. But just like plus 1% chance to ignite on hit per 2% and cap fire res already is, it could be pretty crazy. I don't know. I don't really know the full impact of it. I haven't really thought about it with like planners and stuff, but usually those stats are like, especially like ignite for like, I don't know about you, Bolka, but on Sentinel, you can get a lot of fire res for free. Like,
like the biggest problem for me with this amulet is that it's an amulet, so you can't go Orion's Eye and this and Forge Guard fire stacking. Like that's like the biggest. I'm kind of sad actually. I'm kind of sad.
Our dream is dead, Bolka. Like,
The fact that it's an amulet,
full fire res and your Chiga tanky and like holy.
And not only that, I feel like the ignite builds that are already good on Sentinel, at least, they're already using Jaspers, and Jaspers gives you 1,400 ignite chance. And they're not even meta that way at all. That, I mean, you know. So it's like, okay, is this, how much fire res are you gonna build? Are you gonna run around with 1,000 fire res? Okay, how much HP are you gonna have then? You know, because again, if I have to build res anything to scale my damage without scaling my defense, I'm out. I'm out. You know, so. It's much different, for example, on Warlock, when the Necro Res also gives you ward, right? So you're double dipping and it's good. But
you could also use this, I guess, on the Whip Lock, because that has like a ignite scaling, right?
Yeah,
so
for
you
sure.
You could do it for that, I guess. But
but then you're not using the amulet that gives you all your crit. So yikes.
Oh, true. Actually, yeah. It's always the other item slot is so bad. Actually, the amulet slot for this.
Yep. And again, you know, suddenly, okay, let's run this amulet instead of Nihilis Red Rings. And now I'm missing 15 res somewhere that I guess I'm gonna guess with like. We'll see. And again, I agree with what Tarek is saying. Depending on how this works, because again, it says the ignites are spread nearby enemies. Nearby is very small. It's like 4 meters, right? In last epoch, around 4 meters. And is it around the enemies? Is it around you? Because to me, it seems like it's worded that it's meant to help like melee builds, kind of, you know, with the nearby quote. And then it's like, okay, when you directly use a fire skill, wildfire between 12 meters has a 5% chance to repeat the skill with 300% ignite. Okay, if these wildfire's wisps are their own entity, just like, you know, the ones from Tempest Small Axe, or the ones, you know, all of this, if they don't get the skill tree, which they're probably not going to based on how things work in the game with this kind of procs.
True. Oh my god.
It's gonna be dope. It's not gonna do anything. Like anything.
Yeah.
I mean, on Zero Corruption, 300 ignite is gonna be enough to kill shit, and it's gonna spread and it's gonna look good. And the moment you start scaling and you take this to Uber, Your ignites are gonna hit. This thing is gonna hit for 100. But again, a lot of unknowns, right? When we have answers to this, we will, and without testing, honestly, actual in-game testing, you're not gonna be able to know how good this is. So I would completely skip this one at the beginning of the season, personally.
I mean, it's also the case for the relic. Like, you don't really know exactly how it's gonna work with the last unique affix at the bottom of the item, because it says it buffs your minions.
Yep.
But are you gonna have like 100% uptime? Are you gonna have like 10% uptime? Yeah. So this will define if it's like worth it or not. But the relic, it seems on paper like crazy. Like,
well, I think also in certain situations it's gonna be good no matter what, because on a lot of the minion builds you're already using the on Primalist at least, or and in Acolyte actually you're using a lot of people use the raised relic, right? And for the +1 skills and the more multiplier on the Primalist one.
Yeah.
Well, this one is already giving you +2, and all this, and it's a minion, it's not a companion, so you can actually go all the builds we're playing right now with single minion, the bear, the wildcat, the sabertooth, whatever, the raptor. Suddenly you just get your companion, single companion, while specking all single companion, and you also have this thing on top, right? So to me it's just like it's good, right? Why not? You're playing squirrels, for example, or whatever, you might as well get this to you're going clever solution anyway for the strength stacking. I don't think this thing is going to do any damage itself, most likely, because no multipliers anyway. We were also talking about making it do some damage, right? Additional damage, just by going face of the mountain, right? With the shield, stacking endurance, blah, blah, blah. And now you're going to be full block with clever solution and with the stacking strength and intelligence, red rings, all the jazz, right?
I mean, that good. More damage per endurance also applies to your primary
at 20% rate. It should.
Like I think Tag just said this, but it depends how
often.
What is the uptime on the roar?
What's the uptime?
Yeah, because on Primus you can get 40% CDR for minions, right?
Yeah, but you're giving up.
You can get more.
You're giving up your attack speed.
Hopefully, it's 100% uptime, because like even that 20 effectiveness, it's not that much, right? It's.
I mean, bro, I did some math. I was giving my minion like 125 flat, 40% more damage, 33% fizz pen. Like, from what I tell, it's pretty crazy.
What if it just dies? What, it just resummons? Doesn't matter. Like it's the same as the one from the crossbow, no? If the crossbow guy dies, he just comes back.
Yeah.
Imagine a tech where you can make your Tyrannosaur die, and it's permacasting the roar.
Bro, I'm gonna make him die intentionally to proc my swords, so I don't have to have B idols. Insane.
I mean, I can even see this on Ballista too.
Absolutely.
You're stacking dexterity, you're already stacking intelligence, so you get attack speed, you get physical pen.
Yeah, that's nice.
You get +2 before before getting the
Uber relic, Shattered Worlds.
The Uber relic.
Yeah.
I mean, if you go ZHP, you surely go try and skull all the way, and then you get more damage for 1% uncapped endurance. So instead of stacking dodge, I think you could stack endurance and get even more damage on your ballistas.
Yeah, anything that already was killing strength and intelligence, again, crows, totems.
But the problem totems, the duration of totems, some of them, like, you replace them super fast. Like, so if they don't get, like, let's say they get the buff from the roar, and then you replace them. Like,
but it's bro, it's already a +2 to all minions. Like, it's good,
Yeah, but
no, like. It's pretty sick.
Yeah, I don't know the other options.
The only thing is totem is stacking like attunement, and attunement you get like 1% per attunement, but you're not stacking enough. I don't, and you only get a percentage of that. I think.
I mean, you just stack all attributes on this item, no matter what.
Yeah, I mean, again, what I said, right? Red rings, cleaver, face of the mountain, this thing, and you just go to town.
Boots on the mountain,
Under buffing minions, because the devs have gotten the worst feedback ever possible about it. So yeah, we'll get to that, I guess. Shall we go about the ring and just talking sets in general, because that's pretty big.
Yeah. I mean, so the ring, just how it works, you basically get like a +1 set item kind of, or like you need one or fewer item, I guess you could also put it, to complete the set. And I mean, there's a bunch of sets that you can now actually use with this, and of course they're going to be used on the Primordial Exalted also most likely, so you can have a lot of power. So something like the Shattered Lands set, right? So the region set, so you can actually use a vessel with the region set. Could be okay, but most likely not, because there's no cold skills, like melee cold skills.
Hey,
so it's kind of
harvest.
Except like Shatter Strike, I guess. Oh, you mean like a cold conversion harvest or flay, I guess. Region build on Lich might be a bit rough though.
Yeah, I mean, you could definitely do Bloody Nip, and then use the sword plus this, right? That would be pretty.
Yeah. For example,
pretty giga.
Yeah. Yeah, it opens up sets like that. Same for like the Vilatria set for mage. You can actually use that on any class with this, because you don't need the helmet, or you can go mage and only use the helmet and use like a proper weapon or something, you know.
Oh, actually, let's go one by one to make it clear. You mentioned Vilatria and Enigma, basically.
Yeah.
So we use the Vilatria, helmet, so you can use a proper staff or whatever with Enigma and the ladle, right? And now you're getting Giga Int stacking with intelligence, and you triple dip basically instead of double dip, right? And that, and not only that, but that's also available to any class, right? Because if you use Vilatria staff plus the ring, you can use it on any class, right? You can get,
and they already said we can't like, it doesn't stack the ring. So if you use 2 rings, nothing happens. It's just 1 ring always, basically.
Yeah.
So that would be crazy, but yeah, no stacking.
Yeah, I think making Vilatria available to everything, it's already pretty interesting. But again, we'll have to see exactly. Without patch notes, it's also kind of hard to guess, because it's not like lining is outside of mage is like super dominant on spells.
Yeah, you need to stack int and do lightning spell damage on something else than mage, so it's kind of
lining avalanche. Okay, maybe not.
Holy cooking.
Okay, what about the Corsair set?
Oh shit, he's cooking.
The Terek special.
The Terek special. You wanna talk about this?
Yeah, so it's pretty interesting on sets that have a shield requirement, especially the Corsair set, because there is a tech that you couldn't do before, where there is an item called the slab, where if you block the hit, you don't take any damage. And with the Corsair set, actually, I crafted it. It's a set that converts your glancing blow chance, your glancing blow chance to block chance directly. You can get to 100% block chance with the slab, meaning that you can literally get immune to any hit in the game. You just need, I think it was 12 Dust Shroud, which is super easily doable. There's no way this is gonna survive the patch. I don't see it coming out that way. Like, maybe they're gonna nerf the slab. That would be pretty funny. Like an item nobody uses.
Yeah, nobody ever uses this item, by the way. So.
On the patch note,
they're probably gonna have to add a line that your block is capped at 50% or something, right?
Yeah. Because there is no
to be honest, they should probably do that. Instead of reduce block chance, they should just do your block is capped at 20%.
Yeah, true. Actually, true.
And just fix this item will actually get some use. Like, why not? On builds that you can't use, you can't get a block effect. Might as well just get 50%
Bro,
block.
This is the patch. This is the patch where we get to use some obscure items, and you don't take any damage from hits.
I think even if without the slab, the Corsair set could be quite interesting on Rogue with unique shields and stuff. I don't know.
Yeah. Actually, the fact that you can use a unique shield, that's really nice. That's true.
Yeah.
That gives you a lot of blockchains for free, like.
Yeah, because that's the worst part about that set. Like the Corsair set is like the not being able to use a unique shield is just like absolutely shit with how good shields are and how their effects are. So the fact that you can actually just get a single shard of the helmet and then just like use like a proper shield and change this, it's gonna be sick, right? It's gonna be super powerful. And not only that, but you could even do things where you go crosshair and the ring, right? And you even go dual wielding, and you get your block effect through something else. Like you could even use the axe, you know, the momentum axe, and all that, and you could do some crazy things. Now, you know, Blade Dancer needs a bit of love regardless, but you know, but we will see.
Yeah, because you get like if you you need 2 swords to get 40% glancing blow on the Blade Dancer tree. I don't know if you're gonna use 2 swords, but like you could dual wield and get block capped.
Yeah, 2 swords give you the glancing blow with the passive, no? With the...
Yeah, you get 40%, so that's 40% block chance.
Yeah.
I don't know. That might be a bit weird.
Yeah, but you can get more glancing blow through other things. You will for sure get 100% block while having the swords.
Yeah. I think it's gonna be like dynamic. You won't be like 100% all the time, maybe on some builds, but you can get to 100% pretty easily if you hit mobs.
The glancing blow on idols too now.
Yeah.
It's just like, will the block be better than the glancing blow?
Block effect, 6% HP, 80 block effect. Bro, I think it's doable, no? You get all of this 6% HP with 80 block effect, and then you get the percentage in block effectiveness through the set affix and the momentum max, for example, even. And you're probably gonna be chilling, no? 2000 block effect easy. Like, well,
surely block effect stays the same, right?
Surely.
Honestly, I think they're not gonna do anything to block effect. I think
they're clueless.
Yeah, they won't. They haven't done anything for like 5 years, so you know, who cares basically.
Yeah.
Huh.
What else? What other sets? Shatterlands. We talk about Shatterlands, no?
Yeah.
I think that's gonna be a big favorite of the patch.
I think it's gonna be a bait, to be honest. This one.
A bait?
Yeah, I mean, maybe with the Shatter Strike, maybe, sure, but like anything else, I don't really see it.
I think basically Shatter Strike. The problem you have with Shatter Strike is obviously you want to use Bloody Nip, right, for the damage for the pen, and before you couldn't. But now, if you do the sword plus the Bloody Nip, you still don't get the. That's just gonna give you more damage on a build that already has a lot of damage, right? Ideally, the builds that are gonna benefit the most from this are the builds that don't use Bloody Nip or any other relic, rather, and they can do Vessel of Strife, right?
Yeah, now I think that's the tech.
What
that's the bait also.
Yeah,
like it's not that much increased damage. It's not that much increased damage. You need like 3k regen to get the max increase, so it's kind of. And there's no cold skills, so you need just flat cold damage instead of like all the adaptive damage is gonna be wasted pretty much. Like it's gonna be physical damage most of the time.
But so exactly, you wanna make sure you play this on a build that has access to regen, ideally, and so you can scale damage and defense. So again, if Swipe could convert to cold, if Earthquake could convert to cold, Upheaval, Monka.
Upheaval is like the only thing.
Upheaval is literally the only thing that makes sense on paper, but again,
that would be good if it didn't cost like 1 million mana to actually use. So.
Yeah, so you know, we will see. Cold, maybe
Cold Serpent Strike, Lamau.
That's what I mean. Like Shatter Strike is the only actually good cold melee skill right now. I mean, so that's what I was saying.
And there's some of them that should be good cold skills, but they don't have access to to conversions, like Swipe, like you know, like you just don't convert. So
This it wouldn't be super good. Like it would need to be like a skill that has a lot of multiplier that doesn't depend on the actual attribute of the skill.
And then we will see what happens to Lich. But if the new ability looks like like Flay ability, it looks like it has a cold conversion, right? And Harvest has some, always had some cold stuff, right? If they actually allow you to do that, are you gonna be building regen on a Lich that on Reaper form you have no regen? Like, I don't know. Like, you know, maybe they change Lich so much that it's actually Giga, right? And but
yeah, surely,
yeah.
Okay. Talking about meme, what about the Ruby Fang set?
Oh shit!
Fire stacking. Oh
yeah,
with the new amulet and you know poison ignite.
Poison ignite. No, melee poison.
Yeah, melee poison. Yeah.
Holy fantasy.
Yeah, this is the fantasy build.
Again, all of these wonky ideas, cool, you know, but you could nerf Erasing Strike by 80%, and a single Erasing Strike would do more damage than this build would ever do, like in 10 seconds of fully attacking, right? So, you know, it's cool if you want to play around and fuck around and experiment, but are people going to be playing this? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah.
But I mean, the ring still has potential, like just, you know, for set stuff for sure. We'll see how people use it.
I think the ring is gonna buff builds that already, for example, used some set stuff. You know, like if your build was already using set stuff, why not? You know, for example, I don't know how much LP you're gonna be able to get on this, but for example, you like the mountain set, right, for the 30 strength
bear set, yeah,
the bear set, yeah. So I don't know if you're playing like a throwing attack build where, you know, rings are always kind of, you need the throwing attack speed and stuff, and they're not super friendly towards red rings and stuff. I don't know, maybe this could help you with that, and then you have builds, for example, like, I don't know, like 3 sets that are very good at the 3rd slot, but you don't want to be using a shitty amulet like the Forgotten Knight set or
Invoker
like
set.
Yeah, I think Forgotten Knight set is, I mean,
it's way better.
Forgotten Knight, yeah, on like the Amaratis Time Rot version, it's gonna slot right into that one, basically, the new ring.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So again, the fact that you can just get these 2 sets and now you don't have to use you can go Nihilis or you can go whatever the fuck you want, right? It's gonna be great.
I wonder if there is a way with Alvar sets as well, because you don't need to use a staff anymore.
I mean, Avalanche is pretty bad on its own.
It has a cooldown, that's a problem.
Oh yeah, it has a cooldown.
Second, no?
Yeah, it has internal cooldown, yeah.
1 second cooldown.
Yeah,
I think you just use it for the flat damage, honestly. You get like 1 piece of the set for the flat spell, and that's all you need.
A 40 flat spell, yeah.
like, boom, nice.
Yeah. But again, are you playing Avalanche?
I mean, you don't need to. Just 20,
you don't need that.
20 cold and
yeah, I guess.
flat. So, boom, you know. Lich, like Lich
softcore items, softcore strats, you know.
Yeah, you probably use that with another set though. Like, because you have
and
to
then,
invest,
you know,
like 2 items.
Sets, sure. Like minion sets, for example, could be pretty good, right? Like, I don't know, like I could see the forge weapon set, or the one that gives you +4 shades, like the what is it called? The forge weapon set.
Sunforged.
Yeah.
The Sunforged helm, right? Like before, it was like, well, it's okay to get your affix on a Odachi or whatever, right? Like the sealed. Then you get your sealed on your Leonite helm, but you for sure didn't want to give up on, like, again, the new chest piece, the one that gives you what is it called?
Yeah, but doesn't
the 16 strength?
Don't you want to use Phantom Grip though on that? Like Phantom Grip +2 and
yeah, but this is +4. This is +4 like +4 forge weapons on the set, bro. +3, sorry. So it's huge. Like for a build like that, if you have 6 weapons, now you have 9. It's like a huge multiplier, you know. So I think builds like this are gonna be, you know, builds that were already kind of pushing towards this kind of setup. Why not having to give up on anything else? Sounds good. And you can still run 1 Phantom Grip and be fine, right? With good enough gear. and now you get 3 extra forge weapons for sure. Gonna be good. And then what else? Then I think the Lich's Scorn, right? What is it called?
Lich set? No.
Scorn. This one.
Yeah, the Lich set. Yeah.
Scorn. Lich. The fact that you can get +4 shades. I don't know, something like the Infernal Shade Necro, something like that. You could do something, you know. But yeah, do we expect maybe sets change a lot, right? Too like, sure.
No. They're not changing one single set.
Holy doomer! No. Nothing is gonna change.
Nothing.
They're not
That might be the case, you know.
Bro,
Yeah, there might be, but
no.
No.
If they did not add a single Woven Echo, they're not gonna change a single set. There's no way.
What if they give Isidora?
It's not the same scope, bro.
20 Caspit instead of 15.
Holy.
Yeah.
That will definitely change everything. Yeah.
Oh, they didn't even change the sets on the patch where they introduced the set shards. So like, no.
I mean, they did. They nerfed them, you know.
They nerfed the good ones.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah, the only ones that we said, hey, this is really freaking good.
Actually, they did buff the bear set. The bear set was buffed, so not all bad.
Guys,
one.
The changes were so significant that everyone remembers them, you know, and everyone's using them. That's how good they were. Yeah.
This is the minion patch, guys. Okay, we're going back fighting dinosaurs, and then they're buffing the Primalist companions. That's what they're doing.
The Bina patch, the minion man.
Beastmaster companions.
I don't want to.
This is the bear patch, and the saber-tooth patch, and probably nerfing crows, right? Probably nerfing crows.
For sure, bro.
Yeah.
Wait,
that means that. Oh, wait, Liz. That means that the Synergies set, the one where you have to use a mace and a shield that gives you +2 to minion skills.
Yeah.
Now you can use it with the weapon that you want.
Yeah.
And it's a mace or scepter? Mace?
100 mace. Yeah, you can replace that with like whatever you want, like the sword.
An axe with flat damage or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be good. Minions again. I guess it was the last topic on the podcast, but I guess kind of Bina's brought it to the spotlight. Yo, minions. I'm so scared, bro. Like, I'm terrified.
What about them, Lizard? What about minions?
Well,
aren't all minion bad? In last Epoch, we all know minions are bad, right? Don't we all notice?
For those who are unaware, and maybe they're not super familiar with the narratives that the LA community likes to push on Reddit and the forums and stuff, people think minions are very bad, and people think that minions require snapshotting, and people think minions suck against Aberoth because, you know, blah blah blah. And factually, that is just not true. Now, there's a lot of bad minion builds, the same way that there's very bad minion builds of any kind, right? Like, there's bad melee builds, and I think because mainly skeleton warriors are actually pretty shit, but even though there's an archetype with poison skeletons that is actually turned out to be pretty good by Zekar, the people globalize and call all minions bad, when in reality, if you actually look at the tier list, for example, minions are actually pretty good, you know, and not only that, but a lot of the minions that are not played or not, they don't have a lot of a spotlight, they turn out to be actually super strong without snapshotting already. As an example, on the last week myself, I've been playing Primalist minions. I haven't touched them in like a year or 2 years, and I've played Bear, I've played Sabertooth, and I played Raptor so far. And Sabertooth, without snapshotting, I killed Uber Aberoth in 7 minutes with 1 LP items, like super basic gear. On my Raptor, I already gotten him to like 20%, so I haven't killed him yet, and it's definitely a bit of a longer fight, but it's definitely the worst of all of them, but it can do Uber, you know. And Bear is actually
also Uber on Sabertooth, Liz?
Yeah, it's on my YouTube. It's super easy.
Holy.
It's the easiest kill.
How did you miss that, Bina? It was good. It was fast kill. You know?
It's 30 million DPS with 1 LP items without snapshotting, Bina.
Yeah. Insane.
Yeah. Like minions are not bad. Players are bad. So if only the bad players have played certain builds, you know, the community is gonna the community only has access to builds as good as the creator. So if you are a bad build maker or a bad player and you try to play something, chances are the builds are gonna match the player, right? You're not gonna suddenly cook up the best build in the world if you're not the best player in the world. That's just life, right? And I think most, you know, good players haven't touched minions basically, because preference, playstyle, whatever. And again, it's factual. You cannot tell me that minions are bad when I go in a week and I use the 3 minions that people call bad and I kill Uber with them. So it's just factual, right? And they do it easier than all the builds I played myself previously that are supposed to be good, right? Like a Poison Lich or whatever. So yeah, I'm very worried because I feel like they're gonna get so overbuffed. Because I don't think the devs have gotten good feedback or understand their what they're actually bad at and what they're actually good at. So I'm terrified, basically.
Yeah, can't wait for the Sabertooth like 2-minute kill or something on Uber.
I mean, Sabertooth is killing Uber in 7 minutes with literally 1 LP items, right? Like super basic single tier 7 gear that takes a weekend, literally, right? That's super good. Without snapshotting, right? Because if you snapshot it, then that would be like a 2-minute kill, right? So yeah, they're gonna buff them to compensate for snapshotting when they're already S tier type of damage. 30 million DPS on our tier list is S tier, and it actually and Sabertooth in particular actually has pretty good clear with the ability he does and stuff. It's not again, it's not Warpath, right? But again. What can you do to a build like that to beat mechanically Warpath on clear, or you know, like there's nothing you can. You would have to rework the skill completely. So yeah, I mean, yeah.
But Lizard word is going that minions are bad, and you know,
I have no idea how can people say that. And I actually I've talked with some people about this recently, and it's fine. I feel like a lot of people use particular minions to say minions are bad. Like for example, if we go into our tier list and we say spells are bad, I played Fireball, spells are horrible. Well, sure, Fireball is horrible, but spells are not. And I feel like people apply this logic to minions. Like, oh, I tried to play Skeleton Archers and it was bad, so minions are bad. Well, what about all the other minions that are S tier, you know, or A tier or whatever? Like,
yeah, it's the same thing as with any other skill. Like some of the skills are so bad, and some are like giga insane. So it's just a balance issue.
But I think overall minions are more good than bad if you compare it to melee, if you compare it to spells, if you compare like minions are actually the most OP. They have, if you have to compare all the good and all the bad, they're the archetype that is the most powerful. There's definitely more better minion builds and melee builds by a mile. So
and it's always like behind very like always the same mechanic. Like for example, if you go on Primalist like Beastmaster with Aspect of the Shark, like every single melee minion is gonna build that. You're gonna have like 900% increase melee damage for free for your minion and for yourself as well. Then you go on like fucking Necromancer. Everybody is using Dreadshade plus like whatever makes sense. Like it's always the same like stuff. Like you cannot make a bad.
It's like, really, so crazy, bad, bro. It's so crazy, and then it's crazy because I haven't played Primalist minions in a long while myself. So this week I went like, okay, let's see what people have done. So I started watching a bunch of YouTube videos by some guys. You know, some guys are well known, some guys are just some Asian guys with obscure channels with 10 views, right? And I started looking at them, and I compare, like for example, a lot of them were playing single minions with melee attack speed without using Aspect of the Shark stacking. So they're lacking literally 1,000% increased damage if you compare, like literally 10 times. They're missing 10 times the damage. Like, well, if you don't take that, sure, minions are bad. Have you tried clicking that point? That whatever. I don't want to flame anyone, but bro, it's bad.
the power balance in a minion build is like it's like 90% of your power comes from like 2 things in the build. Like it's kind of crazy.
And you don't even need to build damage. Like you get the flat damage on your weapon, and then you get a single affix of minion health. And it's very funny because I've been having a lot of people coming to my stream saying like, how is this Uber? How is your minion not dying? It's like, because it doesn't. because the minions don't die if you build them properly, right? And
it's minion survivability is a bit weird though. Like
basically you need to give them leech.
They don't all have.
Yeah, you need to give them leech, right? And
yeah.
But on Primalist, all melee minions have leech. It's because you get it for free on the skill tree. So if your Primalist minions are dying, click the leech note. Like I don't know. I don't even know what to say. And I think this comes down to this hurts everyone really, because the reality is like Last Epoch is a super young game, right? Most people who play the game, even with thousands of hours, have no fucking idea of what they're doing, including us at some point, right? Like we talked about this internally, how like we were basically clueless before we actually started taking the game seriously and testing properly, and our conceptions or things were completely wrong with reality. And I think it's this, basically, I honestly, and this might, maybe I'm just a narcissist, I don't know, but I feel like if I haven't played something, it doesn't exist for me. I have to start from the beginning, you know, like, like it literally feels like this. Like, and I go back at my own builds from like 6 months ago, and I feel the same about myself, right? Because the game, just because it's easy to not suck, it doesn't mean it's, you know, easy to make things that are good.
Yeah, also with online, like we've seen people like pushing builds to such a high level that we weren't pushing before, because we were like, yeah, there's no way we're gonna get that level of gear or that level of min-max. But we're kind of realizing with time that you can actually go super far with build, and why stop at like the very obvious like basic step of the theory crafting, sorry. Like if you look at, for example, like during the beta, like people theory crafting was so basic, compared to now. But I mean, it's a natural process. People back then were like, why invest so much time into a build where it's just a beta? But I feel like more and more people are taking the game a bit more serious, I guess.
Yeah, especially with the Uber boss added, it's like definitely a big change on that.
Yeah, and you have 2 options toward the Uber boss. You treat it as side content and you forget it exists, or you treat it as like all builds that are actually builds can do it. And at the beginning of the patch, I think all of us, including myself, were leaning towards the not all builds can do Uber, blah blah blah, you know, specialized builds, this and that. But the more I played the build, and the more we learned about the boss, and the more we learned about the power of imprints and all these things, I think I completely changed my idea on this. I feel like, sure, there's builds that are gonna have a horrible time against Uber because they're mechanically not fit for it, right? Smelter's Wrath, for example, or something like that. But it can do it, you know. It's just a matter. Of course, you're not gonna use that build to do that activity the same way you don't use, you know, like a mapper to map fast. But I feel like all the builds that are actually good, which means they have the right tankiness, the right damage, blah blah blah, they all can do Uber. It's just like some builds do it in 3 minutes and some builds do it in 12.
It's not the build that does Uber, it's the player. To be completely honest, it's the player that can do Uber, and like, you know, a good player will do it even on a shit build.
It has to be very shit. but I feel like, again, while I agree that some builds are free Uber, basically anyone can do it, anyone that attempts, anyone that can try, and then some builds are gonna be easier. But for example, this Primalist build in particular, it's on my YouTube. You can check it out. Like,
yeah, some builds are gonna be like Uber
anyone
farmers.
Can do it. Anyone can do it. You know? Yeah.
I mean, 7 minutes is still fairly long for an Uber farmer. Like I wouldn't farm Uber on a 7-minute build.
Vina is on 1 LP items on a.
Okay, yeah. I mean, and no snapshotting, especially for last patch. That's pretty.
Dina.
Don't worry, it's gonna be 2 minutes next patch. So
But I think in this patch, way more people are going to be able to kill Uber. Not only because we're getting more power creep, but because we are also like more used to it. Just like the first patch where we had regular Aberoth, most people struggled at first, and then the next patch right after, Aberoth is like, it's a training dummy basically.
Yeah.
Kill it like if every single build kills it in like half a second.
It,
Also, it got changed, it got nerfed, it got
if I have to move during regular Aberoth, it's not a build basically. Like I feel like I don't know, like the standards. It's just like people are getting better, and not only that, but I feel like if you don't, if at least ourselves, right, that we play the game and we try to make content and we try to be serious about it. Like, like we would be saying like, hey, I don't think Blade Dancer can do Uber then, and then some random guy in my chat goes and does it, like I feel like there's so much of that. If you're not actively looking to learn and to look what the game is and you adapt, like you become clueless basically, right? You have to be there and look around and see what the game actually is and not what you believe, which I think is a mistake we made back in the day when we refused to, let's have the fantasy builds in Maxroll and let's not use bugs, let's not use snapshot.
Yeah.
It's not our decision. The game is what it is. You can't, you have to play the game for what it is. You can't just live in a bubble. You can, but then don't complain, right, about reality.
Yeah. Should we go over the passives? I don't think we did that yet, like the Lich and Necro passives.
We can. Have this here. Does it show? Such.
Okay, to finalize the Aberoth subject though, do you guys still think there's gonna be builds that kill Aberoth in like less than a minute?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, most likely.
Okay, we agree. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, mostly because I don't think. I mean, I know there's some people in CT right now, but I mean, it was like added very, very recently, as far as I know, and there's like super few people, and they're not necessarily like super meta people, right, to begin with.
Yeah.
So again, I basically feel if the devs have not been looking at YouTube and they have not been lurking in channels, they're basically clueless on what's going on, right? And I don't know. We will see, I guess. We'll see.
Well, last Epoch yesterday, Mike said that 4 digits corruption is still outliers, which is I think they're closing their eyes on the evidence that it's not an outlier. Like, most builds that are played go to 4 digits corruption. I don't know how they can still close their eyes on
that's
that.
like the baseline, like for a decent build, good build, it's like 1K.
That's when we start. We tested 1K with single tier 7, right?
So it's like what you said, like closing your eyes, living in a bubble. It's kind of like that for some of the devs at least. So
and again, it's like they probably have analytics of this. They probably know what amount of player base gets to 100, 200, 300. And I don't doubt that percentage-wise, right? They're probably correct. Like when Mike says it's an anomaly, it's not an anomaly because of balance. It's an anomaly because nobody plays the fucking game, right? If people start playing, it will stop being an anomaly. It's not everyone quits. Dude, they're adding a fucking Portal MTX to complete Monolith. Why do you think they're doing that? Because nobody does it.
But I mean, people who actually play the game, like even like yesterday live stream, like chat is asking like, yo, can you make corruption like faster to get higher? Because I'm like 800, it's still not challenging. So it's like, I mean, people who actually play the game, they do get high corruption.
People who actually play the game, if they follow a guide or whatever the fuck, they all get to thousands of. You can get to 1,000 corruption without knowing anything about the game, just blasting, And again, I do like that they incentivized the casual gameplay and completing Monolith. I don't think that's bad, but I think it's a cure to a symptom. Why is the symptom? The symptom is because a lot of people are not super committed to Last Epoch, right? They don't play it, and they're not discovering builds either. So they are actually following them. I guess they're
also the content of the game is pretty, like, compared to other games in the genre, it's still a bit lacking for endgame. Like People get bored of the game pretty fast compared to. Like,
I kind of disagree with that though, because like the only other game which is like better, I think it's Path of Exile. But like for all the other, what other ARPG has endgame? Like, don't tell me Diablo 4.
What about Grim Dawn?
You know, I don't know. I haven't played Grim Dawn, so I don't know. You tell me.
Torchlight, yeah, for sure.
Torchlight Infinite,
yeah.
It's funny. Exactly. I've been watching a bit of Torchlight. I haven't played it myself, but I've been watching a bit just to keep myself informed. And it kind of feels like it's kind of like the opposite of Epoch, is where like the campaign is like 2 hours, everyone blasts it, and then it's full on grinding. There's always a tier, like full boom, bing, 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 loot, craziness, right? And I don't know. I think Last Epoch has the depth. The problem is like it takes, if you're a casual, just to get to Monolith, to empowered Monolith, if you're a casual, how many hours does it take? Like 20? Like, you know, like...
I think Last Epoch has some decent endgame, to be honest.
I agree with you, but people don't get there.
Yeah, you got regular mono, empowered mono, you farm your correct blessings, you get the legendary, the unique items, and then you craft your legendaries on them. There's a turtle system, there's all the woven echoes, there's the there's a faction with a pinnacle boss, and then there's an uber pinnacle boss after you push corruption, and then there's there's a bunch of different things, all the different dungeons up to tier 4 with different mechanics in them. There's
But the thing is,
we're used to it, so we're too used to it. We're too immersed in it, so we feel, and we know it all, so we feel like there's not much. But I think that you grab this game and you progress, you level up, you finish a campaign, you go into monos, empowered, all these different systems. It's quite a bit, to be honest. It's quite a bit.
Yeah, but this is systems around the core gameplay loop where you enter an area and you kill monsters. Whereas in PoE, you have those small events inside the area. We're getting them like all the time, but it's still like the core gameplay loop in Last Epoch is like mostly the same, like all the time, except for the system outside.
And
I
think
that's for every game.
We have
I don't agree with that.
And again, it doesn't matter if you have the elements if they're not distributed and balanced properly. The reason why people don't enjoy is because the only fun part about the Lee is the part you're talking about. It's turtling, farming, fucking imprinting. But the thing is, like, that is locked behind a certain time and a certain investment that people don't get there. You're playing the campaign, you put a loot filter, you kill a nemesis, and you're wearing an exalted item at level 12, right? Because a legendary, right? What is that guy who found a weapon with 76 flak damage at level 8 supposed to do for the next 80 levels?
Yeah, that is.
You literally fucked his experience. A game. I've been watching a bit of Torchlight Infinite, and Torchlight Infinite, it kind of feels a bit hamster wheelie, kind of Diablo 3 in that way, where you get a bit of an upgrade and a bit of an upgrade and a bit of an upgrade, and if you want to get the big upgrades, you gotta do the big content. And then you have Last Epoch, where like any item, 99% of the items in the entire game can literally drop at level areas 90. You can literally drop a 3LP fucking whatever. Twisted Heart on your first kill, of the dragon. By design, that shouldn't even be possible. So players are incentivized to that there's gear that drops that is necessary to get to the same stage. The fact that you can get to Empowered Monolith without gearing at all, right? I just think again, blue items don't exist. Yellow items don't exist. They have like 2-hour lifespan. Then you get tier 6s, and by the time you're at level 90, tier 6s don't exist. So, and now they're adding this ancestral thing, so who the fuck knows how long tier 7s are gonna last?
Yeah.
So, we have the pieces, but they're meaningless. That's the problem, in my opinion. Just lack of balance. There's no progression is not balanced properly. We get too much.
I completely agree with you on that. Like what I love the most about RPGs is the sense of progression. Like, it's not getting to the final form of your build where you kill all the big bosses and then you farm and you do exactly the same stuff for 1k hours. It's getting there. That is like, at least for me, like what I like in that game, that type of game. So if this is like too rushed, like you said, like it doesn't feel super satisfying. Whereas, I don't know, like if we go before, we always have this discussion, like, in the beta, where you didn't have Exalted, you were kind of upgrading your gear over time, at least way more than what we have right now. So I don't know. I wish they at some point will touch this and
we're also
be a
just
bit radical about it.
We're so powerful, you know. And again, I like that they've added the tombs and the champions, but I also feel like it's the wrong. It's not a fun difficulty to engage with, right? Because you're a new player, you're destroying on enemies, and then suddenly this monster appears that has like possessed modifiers that you don't know what the fuck they are. They don't really have a visual indicator of increased damage, more damage, all of these things. And then you just get 100 to 0. You see a lot of noobs complaining about this on Reddit now. Because, again, all these like possessed modifiers, you see an enemy, the enemy is like jumping. And while he's jumping, he's also throwing meteors without any visual indicator or nothing. They just like, as an aura, you know, kind of like Arch Nemesis with PoE.
Yeah.
It's just not that they do difficulty in a way that is not fun to engage with at the moment. And not only that, when that spikes of difficulty are not there, there's no difficulty at all. So why bother? Basically, why grind? If you know, and if you follow a Maxroll build or whatever, you're not even gonna notice these enemies exist because you one-shot them. So you're not even aware of the problem because you're so powerful. I was telling this, like, bro, I'm pretty sure. Because we had the hardcore race, and there was this like big topic where a lot of the PoE streamers said that Last Epoch is easy. It's too easy. But they were all playing Judgment Paladin, following the guide, right? Bro, you too, Bina, you played a lot of hardcore and stuff this patch. If you are a player who doesn't follow a guide, you go into hardcore and you try to keep pace, you know, like, and play at the right speed and all that, you're dying. Like, you're dying, like, because I'm dying.
Yes.
You know, if you're not playing a Sentinel or whatever. So,
I mean, if like to play hardcore, you have to know the game. Basically, you have to know the different enemies. You have to know your defenses properly. You have to have an idea of what you're going to do with your build and how you're going to build your defenses and everything. And Last Epoch is not an easy game. Like most people, I think, are just going to die in the campaign.
Unless they follow a build, right? And
yeah. I mean, I think going blind, hardcore, I think you're dying in the campaign.
Yeah.
Yes. I think you're not finishing the campaign.
Talking about the campaign,
I mean, it's we're like, I'm kind of generalizing right here, but like Last Epoch is not the. I mean, it's pretty easy to gear. It's pretty easy once you know the game. But isn't that like kind of like every game? Like the games are easy once you know their systems. It's learning about the game, discovery of the game, and then the progression of your character, which is interesting.
Yeah, but I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of people that say, "Oh, the game is so easy that if they did /deaths, we would laugh," you know. But yeah, talking about the campaign, are we gonna do it?
Well, they've said that they might
talked about it.
Yeah, they might be changing the way that you get to Monolith based on your progression in campaign. So my guess is that if you complete more of the campaign, so that you complete like the entire the new chapter and everything, right? You do it all, then maybe they put you directly in level 90 timelines or something like that, or I don't know. So you skip like the first few timelines, maybe.
Okay, so you finished. At what level is the campaign gonna end then?
I mean, who knows?
Because
like
I think
65 or 60. I don't know.
One of the reasons we skip chapter 9 and chapter 8 and chapter 9 currently is not only because of time. It's also because it's harder than Monolith, right? Like, I feel like I have a higher chance dying to Lagon in the campaign than Abomination. Abomination is way easier than Lagon in the campaign. So now I'm gonna go into the campaign, which is harder, right? And there's more, especially in hardcore, which is what most of us play. You're gonna go into hardcore. Yeah, fuck that. I'm going to mono to kill to get 3 levels for killing 3 spiders. You know.
Yeah, they also talked about changing the quests, probably, like the quest rewards, like they have done before. My guess is that they changed the quest rewards, And yeah, like Bina said, there is some sort of like catch-up mechanic. If you do more of the campaign, you have an advantage. You start like you don't start at the first timeline with 0 stability, or like I don't know how they're gonna do it, but because let's say like Bina was saying, let's say you have 12 chapters. They finish doing all the campaign, and at the end of the campaign, you go directly to the level 90 monos. Like, would you do the full campaign, or would you rather do the timelines? And I'm kind of on the same side. Yeah, exactly. I'm kind of on the same side as you, Lizard, for the difficulty's sake.
Better loot because they're higher area level, so I actually get better loot. I actually get blessings that can help me towards getting to Empowered, because I mean, it feels fucking awesome when you drop Void Res on your first Raya, you know, like hell yeah, you know, boom. Even if it's 30%, it helps a lot early. I don't know, I feel like, unless they force us to do the campaign, kind of get what you're saying, hey, we move everything into, you know, we move everything into all the passives into chapter 8, 9, 10, and you basically, unless you do the campaign, you're missing 10 passives on idols. Unless it's something like that, I feel like I'm just gonna completely...
Yeah, but I mean, it's a system not designed for us, like ultra in-game players. I think it's more for like casuals that do the campaign, and then they can have like a catch-up mechanic for the
Okay, so you do the campaign as a new player, right? You finish with your scuffed character, you're not looking guides, whatever. And then the game tells you to go to level 90 Monolith with champions and shit. Maybe the campaign is giga hard, I don't know. Like, maybe it's supposed to be like an alternative thing. Maybe they want to turn normal Monolith into an alter... You know, like how people... I think they had this in D3, no? Where like some people did the campaign and some people did rifts from a very early level to level. Maybe that's their... But they're... who the fuck knows? What am I talking about, you know?
Yeah, maybe the campaign boss at the end is like Giga, and then you go into Empowered Monos. I don't know. But if they do that, bro, there's no way I'm doing normal monos, bro. I will do the campaign for speed's sake. But
I'm so scared of those chains that they showed in the trailer, right? Like on the new campaign, because I'm just thinking about the, you know, like in
the pass,
the pass, the chains.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking about the pathfinding. I don't want to.
Imagine there are mobs in that, like.
Like I don't want to do that. I'm gonna get stuck.
Dude, imagine flying mobs. Imagine flying mobs. You're stuck on this small path, and then they can just kill you.
Saw this? No.
Oh no.
I thought I saw this. Whatever. Yeah, I don't know. Apparently, Gerald's dragons are coming into the campaign too. You guys know Gerald? He's like the super OG.
The boss,
yeah, he's the guy who bought the supporter pack for designing a boss. And when I look a bit into it, and apparently, well, there's a quest called Defeat the Gerald Dragons. So I would assume those are his dragons. I would assume they're the ones in the trailer that you see flying and stuff. Pretty excited. Oh, these are the chains. That's the chain I mentioned. All right. Shall we move into Lich? Polka, you want to talk a bit about it, Mr. Lich?
Yeah. I mean, so we have the picture basically for the passives, and I mean that's all we kind of have. We have a couple of like teasers for from the stream, like Corrupted Form gives you more HP and stuff like that. Yeah, and we know that one thing we see is like a white dot on top of the node, so that's gonna be like a threshold bonus. So anything that has a white dot has a basically new threshold bonus because we didn't have any of them, so it's gonna be pretty nice just from that. A bunch of new passives. You see the dual wielding node there, one out of one. Hollow Lich, like there's like stuff behind Hollow Lich, which is the one that like disables your Lich, gives you increased damage. Could be nice for like a Warlock also. We'll see. Just I'm guessing like the stuff on the bottom, like the crit nodes, are pretty similar. Just threshold added.
Yeah.
The top has, I'm guessing, like damage over time stuff, because the one of those nodes is like damage over time right now, like a really bad damage over time node. So I'm guessing they update all the bad ones, add some threshold stuff, and also like Elixir of Death is gone. That's the potion potion node. So
07.
Yeah.
We don't see any of the top ones though, right? So
yes,
those are the most interesting.
We do.
We do.
We do, or do we?
Yeah, we see the whole. I mean, not at the moment. It's not on screen.
Okay.
Now
it is now. Sorry.
Yeah.
So there's the new Leech node that they showed. It's like Leech rate and
node,
but yeah, lifesteal, yeah. So 1 out of 1, that's pretty nice.
That's the
save
int,
some points.
no?
Yeah, and then the int with the threshold, we'll see what that is. And
at 5, right?
And the 1 out of 5, I don't know. I'm guessing that's a new one.
Isn't this the? Yeah, who knows?
Like the icons are different for that, and the.
It looks like a Reaper thingy moving, so maybe some sort of movement speed, because there used to be movement speed here and stuff too, no? So
yeah, true. And the poison node is still up there also, by the way. So we like poison on Lich. So.
Yeah. Which, by the way, poison apparently was also bad, but apparently it's not bad. So, yeah,
I mean, it's good on Lich.
So. Another one by the community. Another great.
Oh, they said they were gonna fix. We didn't talk about this when talking about minions, but now talking about Lich makes me think about this as well. Snapshotting. So snapshotting is supposedly removed, and also the Aura of Decay snapshotting removed as well.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Monka.
Yeah. So you actually need to have Aura of Decay on your bar to actually benefit from it, and you can't snapshot it and stuff. So that's good. For sure.
I mean, we will see, like again, I'm scared of the entire minion thing. Like, yeah, they're gonna be super strong. Mark my words.
It's a peanut patch,
Oh shit.
I mean, you guys can work on the minion stuff. I do all the real
Giga
builds,
chat,
the Giga Chat melee build and stuff,
There's a new ability for the flail thingy for Lich.
Yeah, flail,
also.
yeah. Yeah, they showed like a clip of it. It was, I mean, it looks kind of interesting, I guess. You can like dash with it and stuff.
Yeah, it seems like it dashes you to the target, like.
Yeah.
And
but the thing is, like, if it's a dashing skill, I mean, hopefully you can also use it as like an actual main skill, because
it looks like it's target locked 100%. I mean, maybe you can disable it with the tree. But I can't wait to dash into Uber Avaros with this. Like, yoo-hoo! Into the pizza.
Yoink!
Yeah, that's gonna be great. Looks like, again, fantasy ability, like you killing enemies and they're exploding, and there's like procs that look like spells. And
yeah, I mean, they might be using the Replat axe here also.
Elegy of Blood or something. Like.
Yeah. I'm guessing it's gonna be like Harvest is different, and you use Harvest and then this skill together for like a Chica fantasy build. I don't know. We'll see.
They also teased big changes to Replot back in the day on this this one. I don't know if you guys seen this one. The line Replot, Marrow Shard.
Yeah. Hopefully they remove the flat damage from Replot, because that's so stupid. Like every spell build is the same because of that. In that way, always need to spam Replot.
This animation locking me, rooting me in place. It's like looking really appealing. It's gonna feel great in online. Like,
yeah, for sure.
Holy. Look at the animation, how slow that is by base. We'll see.
Lich and Necro rework, right? So.
Yeah. Also, before talking about Necro, bro.
Yeah.
One last thing is that they changed also when you unlock Death Seal. Like if you go back on the trailer, I think it's a bit further.
Yeah.
That's
it's gonna be absolute fucked. Yeah. Like, keep in mind, you're a Lich, new patch. Like, hell yeah, let's play Lich. Woohoo! Okay, 5 levels, Drain Life. Next. Okay, Aura of Decay. Next.
Yeah.
Okay, melee ability. I don't want to play melee. Next. Finally. That's
but maybe. Oh no, only passive. I wonder if they changed Aura of Decay somewhat.
I mean, they did say that there's gonna be some differences, but we don't know anything else. So
nice. When they say some differences, it's usually like, oh, we changed like 3 nodes or something.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, keep talking. I have the bingo.
Yeah, we actually don't know anything about the actual skills, so like I'm hoping that seal doesn't get volatile, which means it's gonna be dog shit. So hopefully not. Like Reaper hopefully stays as it is mostly, because I like the skill. So.
We have the bingo,
we're already good on the bingo a little bit. We have quite a few, no?
I mean, this one in theory is a no, right? But until I see it, I don't. Until I see it, I don't believe it.
We're gonna have to test it, because even though they say snapshot is fixed, I mean, I'll believe it when I can't snapshot anymore, right? Because
Yeah, I mean, Lich, and to be honest, like we used to also level Lich with the poison stuff, right? And if you go do the poison damage over time stuff with Spirit Plague and all those things, you also normally go for the poison overload, which is already 15 points on Warlock. So that means if you go for that route of leveling, that means you're getting Death Seal at level 80. You know, like hell no. So
I mean, it's kind of like Swarmblade, right? It's
Dude,
the same thing.
It feels like Necromancer, bro. You mean?
How
like,
do you level Lich, bro? This is gonna be, yeah. Well,
it's like the Dreadshade situation where you wait forever to get your actual build. Like, I don't know.
Yeah,
we'll see.
I can't wait for new people to pick like a harvest build and then they level up with harvest instead of the leveling build, and it's gonna be like, I can't play the game. Like, what is?
It's gonna be buffed, bro. It's gonna be buffed. Harvest.
No. Mike said they made Mike said yesterday they were hard at work to make sure that you can play either harvest or flay, right? And then
they also said Volatile Reversal was their more success reworked before patch, and they loved it.
Ain't no way, bro.
I mean, I don't want to be.
When did they say this?
Yes, they loved Volatile Reversal. They are happy with it. They loved it, and I've talked with them about it. You know.
Do we have a single Volatile Reversal build? How much? Like
we use it on the Barring Orb Time Rot to generate.
Yeah. But like that's not a Volatile Reversal build, or you know. It's
I think that's the only one we have it on.
I saw H2O. You know, the Acid Flask guy. I know he did something for the Maxroll tournament with it, with Blitz. So he was well, he has it on his channel. You can check it out. But he played the Viscera, you know, like the Torkins.
Yeah.
And he was doing Vengeance with that.
Was it 1 or 2 million DPS?
That one should be like 5 maximum on like endgame, like Maxroll endgame. So
Okay, we don't talk about that one. Okay.
Fireball. Okay.
No, Fireball is 3. Okay, so shut up.
Yeah, but this one is also melee Vengeance, you know.
Fireball.
Anyways, okay. But Necromancer Rework. I wonder. I mean, maybe this is time where I dabble into the Necromancer tree, and I haven't played Acolyte like in like basically.
Bro, you need to start playing it before the patch, so you're ready. Like,
but
and then everything's gonna change.
No, but you get a feeling, you know.
Yeah. So the more you understand, the faster you can pick on the changes. Like, for example, I can tell you pretty much all the changes on this tree just at glance, right? Because it doesn't look like a lot has changed, but a lot has actually changed. For example, the fact that all of these nodes are not connected anymore is like actually giga, you know? Because all of this used to have like lines here, so you had to go through these nodes to get here, You had to get through here to if you wanted to get there.
Yeah.
So the fact that this is not tied, it gives you so much flexibility. Is crazy. I don't see as much changes as the Lich on this tree, honestly. This also is not linked anymore, the region, so you can actually go for
There's
the
region.
There's
the top left as well.
So
the bottom right node is exactly the same look, and it's still like
the HP and armor. This one,
yeah,
the dog shit armor. This node is so bad.
Yeah, I'm like, what? Please.
And some thresholds here and there, like hunger gets a threshold. I mean, how many points you're gonna need for the threshold on hunger? Like, I don't know, we'll see. It looks very samey, honestly. But maybe they have added a bunch of text. Who knows?
Yeah, maybe they changed like what the node is. Or something.
Yeah, I love this node. This node, the 15% HP per point. Fucking hell, man. You know, 15% HP per point. So bad value, and you have to use 5 points. Hell no. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, I'm kind of scared of them over buffing minions. Again, can you imagine Abomination buffed to like, bro? The thing is, like, Abomination.
It's gonna happen.
Yeah. Abomination is already broken without snapshot, right? So
yeah.
I think Necro. I mean, I honestly think, like, you know, Necro and Beastmaster are gonna be, and like just minions in general are just gonna be busted this patch.
They were busted. Now they're gonna be point of no return, in my opinion.
Yeah, some of them were like giga busted, like crows and stuff like that. But like now, I think most minions are just gonna be way overtuned.
And I think if you're a new player, because I watch a lot of people play Last Epoch as their first playthrough and stuff, and they're not necessarily super fast. They don't know the map layout, so they're super. They're not fast to be no matter what build they play, right? So these kind of players, if they play a minion build where they can't even, they don't really get punished by the lack of speed because they're not fast to begin with, right? It doesn't matter if the car can go at 100 miles per hour if you can only drive to 20, right? So these people are like, I would just recommend new players go minions straight up, like.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be something. Any guesses on this, or?
I mean, I'm guessing like minions are gonna be like like way more tanky. If I had to do some prediction.
I also think that that's one thing with minions, because minions are definitely weak, like the lower level you are.
Right? Yeah, exactly.
Because of minion power. Like, like you use the same minion at level, you summon a minion level 1 and it doesn't have any minion power, so it just dies, blah, blah, blah. That same minion at level 100, it's exponentially better because of the minion power stat in Last Epoch. For those who don't know, it's like a stat that gives your minions more health and damage based on the level you are. And it's just like basically statically, until you get to level 100, your minions keep getting stronger, pretty much. Yeah, I don't know. I only think the only minion that needed help was the skeletons. Like actual, like big buffs. Survivability buffs, more than anything.
Dude, I've seen so many people trying to create builds with like basic skeletons. Like, I've never seen a good build with it. Like, I'm gonna be honest. Like, you only use them to make them explode on skeleton mages, and yeah, that's it.
Yeah. I don't know, we'll see. I'll probably do a necro this week to do a bit of a non-snapshotting experimentation and come up with some results. Some thresholds here and there that look. I don't know, depending on what the threshold is, because this used to be like the +1 skeleton.
They are gonna put that as the threshold.
If they put that as a threshold, I'm not. I mean, we maybe the stuff you get for the points is actually super good to begin with, like flat damage or something. But yeah.
Yeah. Otherwise, it's straight up worse.
Yeah. We will see. And then I don't know, an item, same icon. I don't know, we'll see. I guess. Like, oopsie, like.
I mean, we do see the nodes, but we don't. We are seeing, but not the actual tooltip. So that's too bad. Yeah, that's too bad.
An abomination, you need to be level fucking 80 to use it, or 45 points into the thing. So yeah. I guess we will discover it slowly.
Yeah, insane discovery happening. Yeah.
Armor Shred node has a threshold too. That node is so overpowered also. I like it. Anything else you guys want to say about Necro and minions in general, or?
Not really.
I think that they're also one of the builds that can get the most benefit of plus kill points and plus the ancestral Exalteds. Again, something like, imagine. I assume you're just gonna have only plus skeletons, plus this, plus that, because people are super hyped about the +6 meteor. Okay, what the fuck do you use those points on meteor? Like 10% more damage. Like, okay, like it's not like meteor has that many good points that you want anyway. Like mana efficiency, all right. Like whether whereas you have like something like Abomination. Can you imagine Abomination with +10 or some shit? Every node is fucking 30% attack speed, 30% damage every node, right? So, and they're buffing
each patch. Bro, each patch we're getting closer to the full tree getting spec'd.
Yeah, full tree, full Abomination.
Hey, no more choice, just pick everything. Boom.
That's the fix of it. You don't need a guide. You take everything. That's how we fix it, guys.
Maxroll, just release the whole fucking skill tree. Boom.
Competitionist. Yeah. Holy. I don't know. I do you guys expect a lot of changes on skills in general? Not just Necro and Lich, but skills, not passives.
I think
the
they'll
actual
nerf
skills.
the super obvious things like Erasing Strike and
Yeah.
Judgment and stuff. But I think those builds will still be pretty much the same, but just like a tier lower, maybe.
Because I feel like, especially since Sigils is happening next patch in theory, right? Well, that's gonna be full on skills. So I would assume they either do all the work pre-Sigils. They kind of try to get as much as they can now, so they can work on top of that, or they just do a patch where, hey, we're adding Sigils, and because we're adding Sigils, maybe, I don't know, imagine if a Sigil for Fireball is +1 projectile, and maybe they take it out of the, you're more incentivized to change the tree to put things into Sigils and vice versa, no? So I'm kind of expecting minimum skill changes, minimum. But
yeah, I mean, I think balance overall is gonna be kind of like they're not gonna do much, I feel, but I mean, we'll see. Would be nice to be wrong,
I've been snitching on the Falconer as much as I could.
You've been snitching on the Falconer?
Yeah, everything that is that I found OP, I've been snitching it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm talking OP in the terms of like
one shot Avaroth on blue gear.
Yeah. Not the I do 20 million DPS. This is not the discussion.
Well, if 20 million DPS was snitchable, then Sabertooth would be like crazy, So Eric doing his god work. Yeah, I don't know how he does it, bro. Eric getting, he's just a nice guy. What can I say? I have messaged the depths exactly 0 messages since we got kicked out of City. Actually, that's not true. I did message them about the Vision tournaments and I got ghosted, so I guess that counts,
Oh, yeah. You tried, You tried.
Yeah, I tried. I was being nice.
I mean, I didn't message them directly. There is a snitching pipeline,
So you message people who are on CT, so they deliver you what you want to say. So you're basically in CT, Tarek. Is what they're trying to say.
I don't know anybody in CT, so I don't know what you're saying.
Me neither. Actually, it's true.
I don't know what you're talking about, man.
Yeah, imagine. Yeah. We will see what happens with this, no?
Yeah.
But yeah,
I guess we're pretty much like waiting for the hype week, whatever, and then patch notes, kind of at this point.
Yeah. Discovery
planners,
walk.
Yeah, planners. Yeah.
We have before we move on from Bleach and maybe thinking about the last topic or something. There's some leaks about Lich itself, right? We know that this looks like Death Seal, and it looks like Death Seal would be able to be called. This could also be MTX, keep in mind, right? Yeah. They're just selling us MTX. We have the Ripblot line thingy. We will see. No? We will see.
Yep.
Gorilla. Whatever this is.
Insane.
Oh, they said also that they're going to be changing changing how the sound effects and sounds are like made in Last Epoch or something, or like
priorities,
delivered.
No? How is
so
the mix?
Hopefully we get actually good sound effects, but like I don't know. Like I still I'll believe it when I see it, when I hear it, but yeah, it would be really nice because I think sound effects is one of the weakest part of Last Epoch right now, and if they can make that part better, like much better, it would be just amazing for the longevity of the of playing the game, right? Because like playing a game with good sound effects versus playing a game with bad sound effects makes a huge difference.
Yeah, that's why I blast like my loud music, so I don't, I don't fixed. That's it.
Bro, do you play with the music on? Like,
with the in-game music?
Yeah. Does anybody play with the music on?
When I go into Uber Avaroth, I think to myself, how could I make this fight more epic, right? So I turn off my fucking amazing PoE music and my techno playlist, and I turn on the music of the Avaroth fight to maximum for full dopamine and epic scale sensations. And after 5 seconds, I revert the changes.
Yeah.
That has to be my least favorite track of the entire game. The Avaroth song. It's like,
oh really?
like fuck that, bro. Like no, it's
Okay.
compare
That's
that to like a
toxic.
yeah. I like the music when I'm vibing and when I'm chilling, but to me, I don't know. That song doesn't have the sense of dread and the sense of danger. It's kind of very cartoony. I don't know how to explain it. Dude, listen to a PoE fucking boss music. You know, it's different leagues.
True.
I feel different leagues.
They need to step up their game.
Yeah, and I really hope, Bina, what you're talking about. I really hope we're able to separate effects from player and creature. For the love of God, I want to listen to the monsters' attacks, and I don't want to be listening to my shield throw going clunk 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 at maximum volume. You know. So
No, but what if your clunk clunk is not just a clunk clunk, and it's like a clunk, a clink, a clang, you know? More colors, more sounds, more depth, more layers, more rich sounds, you know? Crunchiness in the sounds, you know? It's
I mean,
yeah,
maybe.
I mean, it makes a big difference if it's always like clink, 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 or if it's like clink, clonk, clonk, clang, clink, you know? Like, it makes a difference. You might not notice at first, but like when
I agree.
Yeah.
I actually think that's one of the best things about PoE. No, the sounds are just fucking. You could literally not play. You could literally close your eyes and feel exactly the same, like just by the sound. Like I feel the sound sells everything on that game.
Well, in ARPGs in general, combat feel is a lot tied to sounds and sound effects.
Because your character is floaty regardless. Yeah.
Like sure, animations, and then so the sound of your skills, the sound of the monsters being hit, the sound of the monster falling to the ground, the blood, the this, the that, you know, it makes up for a lot of the combat feel.
Yeah.
Ting tong, Krafton.
Do you wanna briefly touch on as an ex-merchant gamer?
Ooh.
You wanna briefly touch on the token bullshit?
Not really. I don't know. Like they said that you know, this is not going to be for people who get into thousands of corruption. This is not going to do anything. It replaces your favorite cost, so it is, you know, whatever.
Yeah, and they said the other one is kind of the same for like min-maxers. Like it won't
for
have an
super
impact.
rare things, so you can skip the price or something. Like if it's a million favor or some shit.
Yeah, I don't know.
What if it's
I think
pay to win? You know, boom.
Pay to win. They introduce pay to win.
Boom. You know, free.
You can buy like tokens. You don't
yeah.
need to buy gold in game. You buy tokens. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
So I don't. I don't think they're gonna do that.
Yeah. I mean, we also wanna talk a bit about probably my actually feature that I'm the most happy about. You can reforge class-specific idols at the Woven Enchanter, bro.
Finally, bro.
Holy, thank God. Like, fucking hell, man. For those who don't follow, this basically means that you don't actually have to go into a tomb and reroll twice only and blah blah, and then your next tomb. You're actually gonna be able to stack a bunch of ember and then just reroll until you get what you want, right? Which is huge quality of life.
We'll see. Do you think it's gonna be like infinite usage?
Or... It should be. I mean, it seems like you're gonna have a forge, right? The Woven Enchanter, like
maybe
an NPC basically. That's what it sounds to me. An NPC next to Mask. Or if it's not.
Wait, reforge, is that the same word? Isn't it enchanting an idol? So reforge, wouldn't that be like the actual idol? Or
I mean, it's CHG. It could be anything. It could just they could just decide that the new word, or they could just. They said they're never gonna allow us to reroll. No, I think it's just you just get a new enchant. No,
I think you reroll.
Yeah, but I was thinking it's gonna reroll the base stats of the idol, but
yeah,
the base stats. You guys think that?
Yeah,
because it says reforge. Yeah.
It doesn't say enchant. You know, it's you enchant the idol, but you forge.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know.
But so you guys think the reforge is not the enchant itself? So they're gonna actually let us reroll the base of the item, and then you're still gonna have to do.
I think. Maybe that's what I think, but could be wrong.
Holy,
I think
mean,
that's
I don't know
it
how
as well. But the thing is, it's at level 3, so it cannot be like giga powerful.
To me, it just sounded like quality
it's like the
of
same
life.
as dropping. Yeah, it's same as dropping like a new idol, basically.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I mean, on that base.
Well, it could be that.
I don't think it's rerolling the values. I think it's just like creating a new affixes on it.
Yeah.
So you put an idol that is not enchanted, you drop it, and boom, and you just get a completely new one.
Yeah, I mean, it can be enchanted also, right? You know, like why not?
Then it's
if it has like a Chica T7 enchant, you can change the actual idol affixes. I guess that's the idea.
Oh, I mean, are you gonna be enchanting idols that you don't care about? So you can hell no, hell no.
I mean, you can have like old idols, and then you have like better ones, and then you just reroll the old ones. Like,
yeah.
I don't know if this is to me. If this is what you guys say, which you might be correct, rereading this, to me it just sounds like, oh, I want Smite Idol, I don't have one yet. You know, so you can.
Yeah.
There's no way you're gonna try to reroll a 9% life with 50 life. Like you're gonna see.
Yeah, it's gonna cost a lot. I'm guessing also.
Yeah. But it's rank 3, so
you're
right.
Started with like build enabling idols or something, or
yeah,
you know,
it
like
looks like it's more into that direction,
but...
maybe.
Yeah.
Rank 3 is
or it could be,
or
it could be that you reroll the enchants, and then I would be really happy. But it looks like I'm a complete on copium and I'm wrong. So yikes.
Or you can select the prefix or suffix you want to replace and re-roll it until you get a perfect idol. And
Wait,
then they
that
add,
would be giga.
insane
You know?
Though there's no way that would be like rank 3, like bro. Maybe they upgraded that rank after, but I don't know.
It's funny because I feel like the devs have said multiple times that they have planned to not let us reroll idols ever, and now they're doing this.
I mean, they said many things like that. You know?
Yeah, that's the thing.
You can't filter uniques or
they have said many things.
No,
like we're never gonna sell, you know, like don't worry. Okay, next.
You will always have to click to transfer your shards. We want them as items. They count as items.
Holy. What if all of this time these changes have been done by the Korean overlords, guys?
Okay. Now we're getting into the tinfoil hat stuff.
What,
okay,
guys?
Are we worried about Krafton acquiring EHG?
That's a worried.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how worried are you? Or how okay, on a scale of 1 to 10, do you think this is good? Good would be 10 out of 10, and bad would be 1 out of 10. What do you think the acquisition?
My response is like, can I have like different tiers? Like, you know, like different stats. How I feel about it, I feel like maximum bad, like 10 bad. How I feel disappointed. This is, I don't know, you know. Now something tells me, knowing a bit how EHG are, that again, not only the game is probably very expensive to make, but they're also they probably wasted a lot of money just wasting time on online, and it probably costed more than it should have, because, you know, they just like, you know, if you do something for the first time, it's going to be more expensive than the second time because you're not efficient, right? So I guess they just had to, basically, right? I hope this doesn't come from greed, knowing Jat in person and stuff. I don't think that does. And to me, it sounds like, again, they probably just spent more money than they should have, and they needed the money, and, you know, boom.
I mean, there's also the fact that they want to have like 4-month cycle.
And I think they want to release on console, and that's the next thing for next year.
Yeah, I think they need to beef up their team, like have so many more people in the team than they have right now. They can't really afford, right?
I think it's gonna be shit for people like us, personally, because I think, sure, the game is gonna get bigger and the game is gonna get more things, but are the things that I don't give a fuck about, right? The game is gonna go to console. I don't give a fuck, right? The game is gonna get. They're gonna sell a lot of things, but I don't give a fuck, right? And then they're probably gonna switch to expansions models in the future. I'm 100% predicting this, because again, 100 million. You know, if you want 100 million back, you already have a 3 million or so player base. an average of $75 million if everyone's paid $25. You know, you want to double at least that to get your money back, and then from then on, you're milking with MTX or with expansions. That's the way. So I'm pretty sure that's gonna happen. Sure, the game will be alive, and without it, the game would probably die because it doesn't seem like they were. If they didn't need it to sell the entire company, they wouldn't have to, right? They would have sold 20, 30, whatever extra they could sell. So if they sold everything, maybe Judd was just burned out. I know he has a bunch of kids, and he was like. Again, it feels sad, but you know, as people being doubtful about the company on itself, we don't really know what happened. Like, what if, like, again, the Subnautica drama? What if the Subnautica drama, they sold the company and they were like, you know what, let's make Subnautica 2, like release it with minimum features and just take the back and scam these Koreans. We don't actually know what happened, so I haven't informed myself too much. So, you know, people said the same about Tencent and many games. Like, I'm not worried about the big corporate greed is going to ruin gaming. I'm not really worried about that, but I'm just more worried about the game's priorities are going to change. And they're going to try to appeal to a market that is not us anymore. And obviously, if they're working on console port and they're working on all of these things, they're not working on other things. So, there's going to be more content and more shit, but it's not going to, I don't think it's going to be the thing that we want, right? And again, if you design the game with console in mind, now UIs have to be with console in mind, and, you know, and this has to be, the entire game starts, you know, becoming a different product, I think. That was a doomer answer. I love it!
We'll see.
I mean, yeah, I think I agree with a lot of things that you said, though, even though it was not that positive.
But at the same time, I don't care. Like, we're all of, except Tarek, everyone here is like 30 plus, you know? Like, bro, if the game if we don't like it anymore, yeah, you know, and that's it. Like, I hope that's not the case, you know, but I don't know. I'm not.
Yeah, I like to stay optimistic, and I wish it's just for the best, right? Even though, like, you know, Krafton doesn't have the history of being, like, you know, the most ethical and best, you know, whatever it is. From the stories I've heard, I haven't looked into any of the other drama from them, and I don't know anything enough to be able to talk about it. So it's only hearsay. It's only what I've read on the internet or on Reddit or whatever. But I hope it's for the best. If they made that decision, I'm glad that, you know, Judd and the team got, you know, their money's worth, and then they can continue. Like, you know, they've developed a really nice game, and they get, you know, they get their compensation for it. And now if they can keep going at it, I don't think that, like, I think within 3 years, I think Judd is not in the picture anymore. Maybe he leaves. But that's okay. You know, he made the game. He made the game. I love Last Epoch. I like the game. I just wanted to get better, but I hope this was the good decision and not just
I don't think they had an option, basically. You know,
I really hope this was a good decision, but I want to see Last Epoch being still developed in the same way that it always has been. That is bringing freaking insane new ideas to the genre. And it's always been like this for Last Epoch. They're solving problems in a way that other companies have never thought of before. Sort of like the faction for trading and COF and stuff like that. They always had really great ideas. That's the strong point of Last Epoch. I hope it continues in that way. But well, let's not add a but to this. I just hope it continues in that way. Although I am somewhat worried about this announcement. Let's be real, but yeah, I just hope it continues in the good way. Not in the bad
there's
way.
also very positives that could happen that I'm, on a selfish way, I like too. For example, the Judd said that they're going to be hiring a lot of people, that they're going to be helping with things like optimization and with servers, and because I would assume these Krafton guys, they know what the fuck they're doing, you know, with this stuff. So hopefully the game stops, you know, will run better, and the servers, you know, infrastructure and the netcode and things that maybe the devs. Because again, I think like EAG historically has had incredible creative devs, but the technical aspect of it, I mean, obviously, if it's like the first game you're playing or whatever the fuck, and you haven't really, you know, like a lot of these guys started the game when they were in their late 20s, you know, so they're not like giga industry veterans that know everything about the, you know, and so hopefully they can get veterans and giga technical people. So EHG devs, I think Mike talked about this on stream a bit, that he's basically been shifting more towards design and less towards actual technical stuff. So hopefully the EHG core part, the guys who made the game, stay on creative, and then they hire a bunch of engineers that are just doing everything clean, nightly, no spaghetti code, like that kind of shit, you know. So hopefully,
because we know for a fact that last Epoch is absolute spaghetti right now.
Yeah, exactly.
It depends. I think it's more about the multiplayer aspect that is super hard to make, by the way. But the solo environment, I don't think it's like super spaghetti code. Like it
definitely has been.
For having data mined the game like multiple times, like in the past it was spaghetti code. Yeah, they have rewritten a lot of stuff.
By who? Yeah, that's what I'm trying, because originally Tencent helped with this stuff too, right? And the servers and launching multiplayer. So what I'm trying to, what I imagine is that when, you know, they brought in experts on the field, and hopefully EHG stays what they're good at, which is the creative stuff. Again, what the fuck do I know, right? I'm not a dev, but.
And also, like this like deal, the fact that the company got bought by a publisher, like we don't really know what the exact detail of that deal, right? We know the amount of money, but like
there might be a lot of clauses and a lot of like disclaimers and a lot of.
So it's very hard to talk about like predicting what's gonna happen. Like you can say like Judd is gonna go away in 3 years. That could make sense, right? Like how Chris Wilson went away from GGG after. Like, I don't know how many years, but he was like, yeah, I'm done. I've done already a lot for this game. I want to do something else now. Makes sense?
Yeah, I would assume too, like, I don't know. I know, like I said, I've met Chad, right? You too, Tarek. And I would assume that the guy starts a game because he's writing on D3 forums, designing things. Fast forward 3 years, and the guy's having meetings with fucking Koreans and Tencent and shit, doing business stuff. I don't know, maybe he just, that role, I would assume it's just like not the most fun, personally, right? Like I bet Chad has no fucking idea what the fuck is going on game wise, developer wise, like the balance. He doesn't have time, bro. You know, he's selling the company for $100 million. He's having meetings with like these people. So maybe he also wants to use this more. You know, maybe he got some of the responsibilities. Like he can go back to more to connected with the game, connecting with the community, and kind of like work on the game and not so much on the business aspect of EHG, maybe.
I think he's he's very passionate about designing the game.
Exactly, and I don't think he has.
But he cannot do it.
He cannot
right
do
now,
it
right?
if he's
as much as before, right?
Yeah, exactly. So who knows? I mean, to be honest, if I really like Judd, and as long as Judd is in LE, I have hope, basically. But again, it's kind of hard not to have the Chris Wilson and everything that's happening with PoE at the back of your head, thinking, well, there's a pattern for these things. Diablo 2, you know, Blizzard North, like these things normally happen the same way.
I mean, in my opinion, like in a company, when the head goes away, like unless there is like another guy that has like very how do you say that, a very precise idea of where to go. Like it usually is worse than before, in my opinion.
And I haven't interacted with Judd in a while, but the interactions I had with him in the past, and it's like top dog, you know. He's I don't think he's the kind of guy who would just sell it if he didn't have to. I'm still disappointed. I'm still worried, but you know, sometimes all of us do things in our life that we don't like doing. Like we do jobs that maybe we don't enjoy. We pay rents that we don't want to pay, and just life, you know. So I think the community overall has been very vocal about discovering that the world is the world, you know. Like I haven't read all the messages, all the Reddit stuff is like, wake up. Like yes, like, and they can't say publicly we had to sell because we were $20 million in debt, but because that would make the value of the company, you know, like they can't say that because that would be dumb for them. But that might be the reason, and I wonder how many of these people criticizing would change their mind if that was the case. Like, hey, if we do this, or we have to close, right? It literally might be that. Completely out of my ass, by the way. I have no idea, but just saying, like that's why I haven't really made a video about it or anything.
Yeah, or it might be that they don't have the funds, like
yeah, exactly. When I see
expanding.
when I see problems and when I see bad things, I will complain about them. And until then, what's the point?
All right.
EAG, EAG, EAG. I've seen a lot of people saying that they're not gonna buy as much MTX though, because they don't feel. Before the money was going to the depths and blah blah blah, and now people feel like, well, it's not the same anymore, right? Like,
yeah.
I have seen that sentiment, and I wonder how much. I was not a super MTX person to begin with, so I wonder how that's gonna affect the expectations. Yeah.
I feel like people forget about shit like this on the internet. Like, give it a year and nobody will care. Like, most people will be, yeah, new patch. I mean, new MTX. This one looks cool. Might buy it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Are you worried, Pina? Or
I mean, I'm somewhat worried, but I want to stay optimistic.
Hell yeah. Guys, this patch is gonna be the best patch ever. 1.3. 3 plus 3, 6. 666. Okay. Never mind. It's oh shit. Oh no, guys. No.
He cursed it.
Oh no. I'm big.
Although I think this patch is not going to be the best patch ever. I think it's a small patch, but is it going to be fun? Maybe it's going to be fun. Maybe there's going to be some nice stuff to do. But is it going to be the best patch ever? Is it going to beat 1.2? I don't think so.
Okay, player base expectations.
I think like 100k peak, pretty much.
Oh shit.
Maximum.
100,
yeah. 100k.
I think we're not reaching 100k.
I don't think we're reaching 100k either. Not this time.
60k.
I'm on that.
5k.
And I think
75k.
And I think 1.4 is gonna be got tier, but 1.2 is gonna be small.
Yeah, me too.
1.3
1.1 was like 75k or something, so I don't know. I think it's gonna be a little bit more, like maximum 100k, but maybe
I
less.
guess depends on what the marketing, how much. I mean 100 million purchase. I would assume these Krafton guys are gonna put fucking money on it. So I wanna open up YouTube, I wanna watch an Asmongold video and see fucking Last Epoch trailer, on repeat. Like, I'm gonna turn off the ad block just to see it, I hope with all this money also comes exposure and resources for marketing and stuff. So who knows? The power of marketing is crazy. So imagine they drop like millions into advertising the patch or 1.4 or whatever. Yeah, but I think this one's gonna be a bit more low key, no?
Yeah. And I think 1.4, if they bring in skill sigils, then that's gonna be like, holy, we got skill sigils, and they do this and that, and you modify your skill like this and like that, and holy.
Yeah, I think that's where they're gonna put the big Christmas too. Like it's like the perfect timing.
Yeah, December, and then that's when the advertisement pay more and stuff.
Yeah,
and,
it's good for us.
Yeah, December is gonna be pretty stacked with PoE also, but I mean, hopefully they make it there. So.
Yeah, but now we got Krafton power.
We got Krafton money. The
Krafton mode. Assemble Krafton. Holy.
I mean, it's true. I think that's gonna happen. I think December is gonna be a big big moment for Ellie. Yeah. Because that system is exciting. Like, even just thinking about it, it's somewhat exciting, right? Like, you're wondering, what is it gonna be? That's the most exciting part of all of the freaking all of the not the timeline, but what did they give us? The time. Anyway, whatever. They give us somewhat of a timeline for all the updates, and that system looked like the most interesting out of all of them, basically.
Yeah, on the roadmap, no? Yeah, it looked.
Yeah, roadmap. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see. All I know is I want Angelina Jolie playing Last Epoch soon. Megan Fox versus Angelina Jolie PvP game, Last Epoch.
Holy.
Yeah.
Keep dreaming.
Holy. What class would Angelina Jolie play?
Okay, are we that far off in the bro?
What the fuck?
Oh,
is
you're primalist, no? She likes collecting like things,
Oh
kits and shit.
God.
I don't know.
Well, okay, bro. Okay.
Oh my god, man.
He's cooked. He's cooked.
Overcooked.
He's a witch.
Yeah. Oh shit.
All right, I think. Did we explore all we wanted to talk about? I think so, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Kind of.
I think we're good.
Yeah.
Please, EHG, patch notes early, please. Mike set your content lock. Why not let us play with it, bro? Let us discover. Let us hype the game, please. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Right.
with that,
was good. Okay. On a finishing note, let's all give on a scale of 1 to 10, how excited are we for 1.3? I'll start. I'm gonna say a solid 7.5. So it's like, yeah.
I think like 5 maybe. Yeah.
5, not even the passing note. Holy.
5.
Well, I mean, I don't want to be dishonest, you know.
Isn't even gonna play.
I'm gonna play at least one character, at least one Lich guy. You know?
Bro, even chat 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. No.
I'm actually pretty excited. I like the game. I'm still playing, bro. Like I love the game.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun to come back.
I'm like,
I mean, it's gonna be
8.
fun to play, but you know, will I have time to play when I need to actually make 10 million build guides? And you know, so we'll see.
yeah, I mean, it's gonna be shit for content creation. That's for sure. It's gonna be super toxic environment and everything rushed. A lot of like trash content, clickbait by everyone yoinking everyone's idea. You know, it's gonna be bad, but I don't really care about that. I have a job and all that. This is a hobby. So yeah, I say I'm an 8 hyped. Hey, 8. You know.
Okay.
You know.
Yeah,
That's
and
pretty
for
good.
me it's probably like a 7, like kind of in between, like a 5 in the max.
If I was in CT, I would have known, and for sure I would have sent a 10. You know. You know. You know, but yeah, gee, you did this to yourself. What were you saying, Vina?
No, nothing. No, I was gonna say something I can't say. Okay.
Oh,
All right.
Okay, big kiss, everyone. See you in YouTube comments. Let us know how excited are you. Be positive, okay? Be positive. Say bye, guys.
Positivity, guys.
See you guys.
All right, bye. GG.